Good afternoon, I'm Tyler Danberg. NFL tonight, Chiefs visit the Jaguars at 8:15. Hear it on the Fan after Buckeye Roundtable. Sunday, the Browns fell to the Vikings 21-17 from London. Cleveland's Dillon Gabriel threw for 190 yards and 2 scores in his NFL debut, while Quinshon Judkins carried for 110 yards. Bengals were defeated by the Lions 37-24. Cincinnati's Jamar Chase notched 6 catches for 110 yards and a touchdown. Baseball tonight, Game 2 of the NLDS. Dodgers visit the Phillies at 6:08. Blake Snell faces Jesus Luzardo. Cubs are at the Brewers at 9:08. Shota Imanaga starts against Aaron Ashby. AP Top 25, Ohio State remains number 1, followed by Miami at 2 and Oregon 3. This update is sponsored by Roosters. Roosters is giving away 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences. Tickets, sideline passes, trips to a Buckeye first-round postseason game. Register today at roosterswings.com.
It's time to add some spice to your nooner. Nooner funny. This is the place where big-time guests, bold opinions, and little cute doggies come together. This is Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus, the #1 rated windows and doors in Columbus.
And here we go. Welcome in to another edition of Rothman and Ice. I'm Matty Ice. TLC is on the board doing his thing. And to my right, ladies and gentlemen, I got a former Buckeye wide receiver and a Grey Cup MVP by the name of DeVere Posey in the house for Reaction Monday. Depot, it's good to see you again, my guy. How you feeling today? You good?
Man, good morning, man. Happy Monday, Columbus. Let's go.
Yeah, it's time to rock and roll, man. It is time to rock and roll. We're going to have some fun until 3 o'clock, folks. As always, thanks for your time. As we do every Monday at the bottom of hour number 1, Jim Lachey will hop on. We'll talk all things Buckeyes with him. 2 o'clock, Ian Fitzsimmons joins us to talk about the national landscape of college football because, my goodness, what a weekend it was. And we will get to that here in our second segment. Party Like a Rockstar ends the first hour. And just a reminder, if you missed anything from our show, don't worry. You can always catch up wherever you get your podcast. All you have to do is type in Rothman and Ice. Everything we do from noon to 3 will be waiting there for you. Subscribe to the pod as well. Depot, we've been rocking out for the last few days. I saw you on Saturday with Dane in here doing the pregame show. How was the rest of your weekend? All good?
Oh man, it was a good weekend. I mean, these are the types of weekends where it's like you have so much stuff going on, you can't complain because every weekend throughout the year isn't like that, right? With a night game in the shoe, we get to rock out, do our shows. You got flag football everywhere, Buckeye events. It was homecoming weekend, so that was a good one for 2025, man. Yeah. Really appreciated it, man. But more importantly, got to take in what I thought was one of the better wide receiver performances. Just clean football, just in person. Like, because here's the thing. When it comes to football for me, I like seeing, like, a long field goal in person.
Okay.
Like, they're good in games, but seeing a game-winning kick, just like that time where the ball is in the air is nice. But to me, seeing a connection of a deep pass, just like you go to a Little League football game, you probably won't see one, right? Even in high school games, they're pretty rare, like 60-plus balls, 40-yard-plus balls. But, man, it was some clean, passing and catching happening at a high level in person, and I enjoyed seeing that.
I'm with you because when you go to a football game and you can see, like, a route developing, and there's kind of just like that ooh and the ah coming from the crowd because they're seeing and feeling it too.
It's almost like a fast break layup. Like, I mean, somebody you're about to dunk, that type of anticipation.
100%.
You know it's coming.
And we sat here the last few days, and last week one of the talking points was, hey, where are the big plays, right?
I didn't think they would. I was like, listen, I was like, oh, I was wrong.
We want to see more explosive plays. That's what Buckeye Nation wanted. Yeah. Coach Day had to talk about it on record. And look, for me, I kind of can see and feel what they've been trying to do early on in the process, right? It's just you're figuring things out on the fly with a young quarterback that's surrounded by really good talent. And since you took us there, let's just start there, Depot, because the trio of Julian Sand, Carnell Tate, Jeremiah Smith, and look, maybe I should even add Max Clare into that too because he was popping off the screen for me on Saturday as well. But just specifically for now, Julian, Jeremiah, and Carnell, they put on a show, and we knew that they were all capable of this. And for Julian right now, the efficiency of what this dude is doing is so fun to watch, right? Just game in and game out. how efficient it's like 7-on-7 stuff sometimes where you're seeing how clean this stuff is. I mean, Julian, his worst completion percentage in a game to this point is 65%.
You got to ask, did TLC, I don't know how good we are at fact checking. Did Stetson Bennett make some trips to the Heisman?
Yes. He made one.
Okay. So
there's definitely a topic there too, right? As far
we
as
can start talking about it.
The end of the road, what this looks like and who could represent what I think right now is the best team in the country, right? Just on both sides of the ball. Not everything is perfect, which we can get into. But just as far as Depot, Julian getting the ball out cleanly, week in and week out, this is now something that I think you can really rely on as a Buckeye fan. This isn't fluky. This isn't, hey, just because you played this team, you did that. This is week in and week out, a quarterback getting the rock from point A to point B and looking the part. And it's what we heard about him. That was his reputation before we really saw, right? In game action was special arm talent and accuracy. And Julian's delivering every Saturday, man.
He's soft, too. His butter. That deep touchdown was like right in front because we were in the north, like the northeast part of the rotunda, so to close in.
You're talking about the one to Carnell that came off like two different play action looks in the backfield, right?
That baby was butter. It was like most deep balls are humming and they're coming down at like a fast pace, but Carnell Tate he caught it with his hand so soft. Like he didn't even need to, most of the time you got a basket catch it because it has some heat on it.
Yeah.
It was just so early and so timed out, so great at the spot. And it was just like, seeing dude in person. And that night, the night of Ohio State being aggressive in the passing game and watching it live, oh, man, he's pretty good, man.
Yeah, he's really good.
He's pretty good.
He's really, really good. And what I like, too, is on a couple of the throws that he made, that first touchdown to JJ, I mean, he stood in there and dealt with some pressure. There was a throw to Max Clare in this game, too, right, where he could have easily bailed, and he stuck his cleats into the ground and said, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. And to see that from a young quarterback,
Maddie,
that to me is pretty big-time, Depot, because you can watch games and see quarterbacks, they start to flinch in that pocket. When pressure comes, Julian wasn't doing that.
Well, it's deeper than like when pressure comes. It goes to like a counting thing to where we have 5 linemen in protection, obviously with a running back, 4 receivers and a quarterback, and you say, hey, they're bringing 8, or they're bringing one more than we have to protect. Who is that on to beat this person with the throw? So it's the free man is on the quarterback. Yeah. That understanding comes really late for quarterbacks. That understanding comes far down the line of I have to take a shot, like to complete a throw with a blitzer that you have to take the free guy. You have to step into the throw and complete it with a forward motion, obviously.
Yeah.
And so you're sticking your chin out there. He's already established that he can take shots on the chin and take the free blitzer and execute and hit the throws. Maddie, it's that's a rare trait to have for a first-year starter.
Let's talk about Carnell Tate because I think there's a couple cool stories amongst many on this team right now. But for me, when guys have opportunities, Depot, to maybe go somewhere else and be the guy. And there's reports out there that Carnell had that this all season, right? I'm sure there were people knocking at his door to say, hey, we have this for you financially, and also you can be our number 1 wide receiver at this program, whatever that was. You had that on offense, and then you have the stories of a guy like Caden Curry who's having a really good year that had to wait to be a dude amongst other dudes on the defense, which we'll get to throughout the show as well. But for Carnell Tate, I mean, this guy is just a big play specialist right now. That's what he is. In every game, Depot, but one this year, he's got a catch of at least 40 yards in every game but one. I mean, that is just a home run hitter at its finest. And it's not just that. I mean, you know this better than I do. He is not just a, hey, I'm going to run by you with my speed or whatever it may be. He looks like a very complete receiver, but that jumped out to me when I was looking at his body of work right now, that Carnell Tate in every game but one this season has a catch of at least 40 yards.
Yeah. I think the talks about him going anywhere probably settle when not even if it came from him or a realization that, like, just this is a match situation. The realization had to come, like, this is the best spot for me to get one-on-one coverage to show how good of a receiver I am. I mean, Jeremiah does an orbit motion. He takes Mike out, field side corner out. Safety is gone. Yeah. Even shading. Well, honestly, the safety went too. And then the high safety, his eyeballs are over there. Now you got Cardinal Tate just running by somebody one-on-one. It's a gift to be able to play with Jeremiah. Now, the fact that he's so good that he executes every opportunity he's thrown the ball, that's what makes it even better. And you go back to times where Chris Olave and Garrett Wilson both played. You know, Emeka Egbuka and JSN both played. Marvin Harrison and Emeka Egbuka both played. This is a first-round pairing, just like we're used to, guys. And so it's this is not rare. This is not crazy to see. This is another first-round pairing.
That's what this program does. That's what this program does.
Like, did you doubt
at this point? The history of this program was already pretty rich at the wide receiver position. They have really just taken this thing to a whole nother level. And I'm sure we're going to mention some Buckeyes that are now in the NFL, probably in party like a Ross star, because it is just not stopping. It's just not stopping. I want to go back to Julian because we talked about the efficiency, right? You're talking about in real games, back-to-back weeks, against Washington on the road, his first collegiate start outside of the shoe. He had 6 incompletions in that game. You're talking about this past Saturday against Wisconsin, against a divisional opponent. 4 incompletions. So we're talking between 55 throws in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Only 10 of those have been incompleted.
Yep. I mean, it's Maddie, it's what do you want to say, man? This you might have to really consider, you know, that private plane that's going to New York at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
You said, hey, I bet you Jeremiah might have a ticket on that seat. Right? Like he's going across that Netways, you know, rug. Julian Sand's probably going to. Okay? It's probably going to be 2 Buckeyes there this year. And then also I want to give my wife a shout out too, because I'm in another room and I hear her and Drew going back and forth, and then like somebody farted and I smelled something. I hear somebody say, they've only allowed 25 points. And I'm like, is that the gospel I'm hearing? And so I came up there and I was like, I'm standing behind the wall, and she's going into detail about how good this Ohio State defense is.
Oh, yeah. Let's do that next.
They're household names right now.
Let's do that next, because we talked about the offense this whole segment. But here we are again with Matt Patricia and the Buckeye defense giving an opposing offense absolutely nothing. We're going to talk about that next. It's Rothman and Ice right here on The Fan.
Are you fired up? Is it Monday? It must be Reaction Monday.
Sponsored by the Roofing Guys.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
We've all got our daydreams, right? Little things, big things, things you know one day you'll do. Then out of nowhere, cancer. And all your plans don't change a bit. I would know. I'm about to jump out of an airplane with my dad. Our first time skydiving solo, and my second year since starting cancer treatment at Ohio Health. All right, Dad, let's go. You keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keep-making-plans.
James Laurinaitis here for my guys at Green & Sons, the premier Kubota dealership in Central Ohio. Green & Sons has all the Kubotas you need to tackle your land and come out a winner. They have zero-turn skid steers, tractors from 18 to 171 horsepower, and also utility vehicles. My favorite is my RTV Sidekick. The best thing about Green & Sons is they've been family-owned and operated since 1970, and you will love dealing with the Green family and their winning team. Do what I did and check out Green & Sons located in Mount Sterling and Marysville, or online at greenandsons.com for all your Kubota needs.
In the spirit of Halloween, ooh, spooky, Awaken 180 is offering free consultation all month long. Find out how scary fast you'll lose the weight for free. Call 844-346-1800.
We're 1-800-GOT-JUNK. I was told you could make us feel better. You're suffering from too much junkitis. Point at something you haven't used lately. Wow, it's gone. Try it, honey. You'll feel light as a feather.
Something I haven't used?
All you have to do is point.
I feel like I'm flying.
That's the sound of optimism and energy and possibilities.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
Is your business craving efficiency? Is it hungry for productivity? Then there's a tech solution you should implement now if you want to crush your KPIs and you also want BLTs or burrito bowls or like bagels. It's called EasyCater, one platform for ordering food from a huge variety of restaurants for all your workplace needs. From falafel for the finance team to lasagna for the lunch and learn. Plus tools to help you save time and stay on budget. Ready to nail your deliverables? Order now at EasyCater.com.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right. So we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
At Highbank Distillery, they believe every pour should tell a story. Their Whiskey War spirits tell the story of Prohibition in every sip and was awarded the best blended whiskey in America 3 years running. Enjoy Highbank's nationally recognized spirits distilled right here in Ohio. Drink the best. Forget the rest. Learn more at highbankdistillery.com.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
If you have an unhealthy obsession with the Blue Jackets, we have just the remedy. Join us Wednesday nights at 7 for the Inside Edge. All the Jackets and hockey conversation you can handle. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Helping a new driver get ready for their road test? Here's a convenient new way to make the most of your 50 hours of required practice driving time. The Road Ready Ohio app, available now at no cost to new drivers and their families. Road Ready Ohio keeps track of your driving experience together, providing feedback and safe driving tips. It even generates the documentation you need for the Ohio BMV. The Road Ready Ohio app, free to download in the Apple and Google App Stores.
Hey guys, it's D. Miller. Synergetics and Low T Center are the original MVPs of testosterone replacement therapy. They provide you with the most medically driven, results-focused, and winning approach to restoring the quality of patients' lives through hormone care. If you notice that you're getting older, more tired, not motivated to do anything, it's not just aging. It's a physical and mental change to your body. Testosterone can help. Real patients tell us every day that they got their energy back and doing better than ever. It all starts with a quick test at the center. The on-site labs make it easy to get results in about 20 minutes. If you want at-home treatment, they'll educate you on everything you need to know to treat yourself at home. For a limited time, visit any Synergetics or Low T Center for a free hormone consultation and automatically enter for a chance to win either autographed sports memorabilia or maybe a pair of tickets to a major sporting event in town. Restore your energy like a pro with Synergetics and Low T Center. Book your appointment now at trtmvp.com. That's trtmvp.com.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We'll see increasing clouds throughout the day, but that summer-like weather continues for one more day with afternoon highs in the low 80s. We could see some stray showers and storms this afternoon, although most of us remain dry. Partly cloudy this evening with overnight lows in the 60s. And then get that umbrella ready. We have chances of showers and thunderstorms returning on Tuesday and much cooler with highs in the low 70s. For The Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
Bet365, the official online sports book of Rothman Ice. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Anthony once ran the table on the World 9-Ball champion. Coincidentally, Maddie is out looking for a magic 8-ball. Signs point to this is Rothman and Ice.
That it is. Welcome back in, Matty Ice. Got Devere Posey in the house today. Happy Reaction Monday to you. Hope all you guys had a great weekend. Bottom of the hour, Jim Lachey, he's going to hop on to talk about the Buckeyes getting it done against Minnesota. Final score 42-3. It's laughable at this point how good this defense is. Look, Minnesota, don't know what they're going to do after this. Don't know if they're going to be a team that's going to be making a whole bunch of noise. But this defense from start to finish, from Texas down to Minnesota, has been absolutely lights out. Number 1 in the country right now in points allowed at 5 per game. It's video game stuff. It's video game stuff for Matt Patricia and his crew. Before you go, D-Paul, on some of the things you saw on defense, Paul and Jim caught up with Coach Day after the game, and here's his thoughts on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, 162 yards, especially after that first drive, 1 for 11 on third down. I thought they played well, and, just can't say enough about the effort. Guys just, flying around, throwing their bodies around. There's a lot of good things to teach off of here and get better at, but they played hard again, and again, held them to 3 points. What can you say?
One thing that was a major talking point going into this game against Minnesota was this Buckeye defense not allowing a red zone touchdown to anybody coming in to the game. But Coach Day talked about something that I think is absolutely critical, is that they're not giving teams hope as far as extending drives. I mean, 1 of 11 on third down is you guys are, you're going back to the bench. You're going back to the bench because this defensive unit is just going to execute and get the ball back to our offense. So they're just really dragging teams, this defense, into the deep end, and teams, or specifically offenses right now, can't swim in those waters with this Buckeye Silver Bullet D.
Yeah, I think getting able to see the back end operate up live and up close on Saturday, when Minnesota obviously came out with the mindset from the first drive, we're going to try and dink and dunk and complete passes all the way down the field. Yeah. For me, this is like trying to just run a business with contractors, or try just something that's not stable and takes a lot of attention to detail for you to maintain it. And it's just one of those things. So that's the example of dinking and dunking. I'm going to hit 5-yard passes, 10-yard passes, it seems. And you say, hey, my mindset is that I can execute more drives at these pass connections and score more points than your DBs can keep up. Man, our defensive backs and our linebackers, the communication, Jermaine Matthews, McClain, obviously Caleb Downs, Igbinosa, I even saw Sanchez out there. It's top level. It's NFL level of the way that they're passing messages in the back end, the way that they're communicating and comboing coverages and knowing if they're in man or if they're in zone. You don't really see in baseball what you would call errors. You don't really see many coverage errors with Caleb Downs in the back end and getting guys lined up. And then so you say, hey, if that's sewed up in the back end and they're taking this dink and dunk approach, eventually we're going to win, right? And it started to just overcome them. And then you say, what does that interior of the defense look like? And we're hands down, I'm watching Arvell Reese, and you just say, man, he's, with all due respect to Caleb Downs, I don't even like to make it go, more I don't know if there's a guy having a better football season on defense in the country than Arvell right now. And just what he's able to do in the pass coverage, quarterback pressures, and just so when he's on the field, quarterbacks, tight ends and offensive linemen, they know where he is at all times.
You have to.
First.
Yes. You have to because Coach Patricia has a really good defensive unit, obviously, but he has 2, to me, dominant chess pieces within this offense, and Caleb Downs and Arvell Reese, and the things that they can do. And we've seen it all season long from Arvell, his ability to do everything that you talked about, to show a certain look, get out of that look, have the athleticism to get to where he needs to be, to shadow a elusive and athletic quarterback like DeMond Williams a week ago in Washington. And you used the word communication when you talked about some of the things that you saw.
Stop level.
Sometimes that can take a while with a new defense, right? We're a handful of games into this thing.
Yep.
But you've seen, Depot, when there's a new defense installed, sometimes the communication isn't there, and that's how you get those broken plays, and that's how you give teams extra life, to give them confidence to think that they can do things. There's been none of that right now.
So you remember the Malcolm Butler interception on the goal line?
Yes.
It's a reason why that happened. It was a 2-receiver set, and there's always for DBs, you can do 2 or 3 things. You can combo it. That means I have outside and you have inside.
Yeah.
I'm staying on my guy. And that's when you lock it. we're going to pass this off. So we're going to exchange responsibilities. And then sometimes in a stack motion, you have to say, hey, am I taking the guy who has the shallow route or the guy that has the deep route? With the Patriots, the reason why Malcolm Butler had that is because every Friday, Bill Belichick's defenses go over combo man coverages in the red zone.
Mm-hmm.
I know Matt Patricia has brought that to us because the hand signals I saw, the coverage in the red zone and it's out there on film, it's just an attention to detail that most DBs around the countries and most programs aren't taking, and that is the added benefit of Matt Patricia is that it's starting to show up on game day, the Patriot-like championship details that has this defense top, right? The Patriot-like communication that has this defense at the top of the country. And then also the attributes and the talents of the guys being on full display because of the schemes and the positions that they're in. They're getting highlighted.
Another game to where they don't allow an opponent to get to double-digit points.
Nope.
You have 7 TFL, 7 tackles for loss, and a sack in this game. So guys are flying around, being disruptive at the line of scrimmage, getting home to the quarterback, and more importantly, getting the quarterback down to the ground. I saw this quote floating around from P.J. Fleck after the game, and I wanted to bring it to the show today. Because P.J. Fleck said last week before the game that he thinks that this could be Ryan Day's best team, which was pretty eye-opening for me to hear after what we saw last year's team do. But after the game, P.J. Fleck dropped this quote. That's one of the best defenses I've ever seen in 13 years. It's not just the players and the depth that's exceptional, that's off the charts. It's some of the best I've seen, but it's the schematic pieces that make it so complex where every single play is a different front structure, blitz structure, and coverage structure. So we're at a point now to where we've heard from P.J. Fleck, we've heard from players that have played against Ohio State, we've heard from Bruce Arians that this defense is not easy to unpack, let alone on the fly. And that pairs with what you were talking about and the communication that's back there and guys being on the same page and being able to do those type of things on the fly. So just quarterbacks at this level have not seen this type of schematic stuff from anybody, really. And so for P.J. Fleck, who's been around for a while, for him to say that that's one of the best defenses I've seen in 13 years.
It's a fact.
Is eye-opening stuff, but that's how dominant this unit is right now.
It's a fact, and they're on a historic pace. And I think, man, just enjoying this year for what it is pretty great, man. I can remember a lot of the narratives last year, the championship or bust, a lot of the things, people, felt like, we wanted to, have or say or do. And we ended up in a good spot. And I'm not saying that means that this year is going to be that, but it feels a lot better because of the play. These guys are just playing at a higher level, right? Mm-hmm. Just executing at a higher level. This team, it could potentially say, like I've said it, P.J. Fleck said it, a bunch of people say it, maybe Urban and Tress got to say it again, but they're playing at a historic rate, and a lot of it is complimentary football because of I love you, Jeremiah. I love you, Julian. The star of this team, if we were doing Rothstar, we were doing one tough animal for the season up to this point, it goes to the defense.
Has to.
And you have to say, being led from saying, hey, I know we can have a championship in our mindset.
Yeah.
Because defenses win championships, baby, and offense sells tickets. And on that note, I'm comfortable. Mm-hmm. It gives me peace.
Buckeyes will take their talents on the road for a second time this Saturday into Illinois' house. We'll see what that defense can do. Now, against, actually, I should probably flip that. We'll see what another quarterback can try to do against this Buckeye defense, because it's Luke Altmaier, who's a senior, right? So he's been around, seen a lot of ball. We shall see if the confusion continues this week on the road at high noon for Ryan Day and his squad. Coming up in 2 minutes, Jim Lachey was on the call with Paul Keels on Saturday against Minnesota. He'll join us right after the break to talk about everything Scarlet and Gray. It's Rothman and Ice right here on The Fan.
Away game this week, but that just means you can make the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus your home for Saturday football. Join the Fan for the tailgate show and then party with us with the ultimate watch party. We have football contests with amazing prizes. There's wall-to-wall screens, ticket and memorabilia giveaways, and unbeatable game day food. Can't wait to see you at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook on Saturday. Must be 21 or older to enter. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey, it's Anthony Rothman here for Germain Honda of Dublin. So what's the difference? There are other Honda dealers around. Well, Rich Newsom and his team want to earn your trust. They don't expect it, and they earn it by giving you a great price, and then they back it up after the sale with same-day service, no appointment necessary, a great variety of brand new Hondas, and hundreds of pre-owned certified Hondas to choose from, all at the same location. Identify yours at GermainHondaofDublin.com. Germain Honda of Dublin, Sawmill Road, just south of 270.
People can't say enough amazing things about Vanscoy Hair Clinics. Men and women struggle with hair loss every day, and they completely change their lives. Vanscoy Hair Clinics is the only company in Ohio that has PRP, platelet-rich plasma, and a multi-unit hair grafting hair transplant procedure. Go to VanscoyHair.com for more info, or call 614-432-8042. Here's what some of their hair transplant clients have said.
Around 26, 27, I lost almost all of my hair on top. It changed my life in ways that I could not imagine.
My hair is going to continue growing for the rest of my life.
There is hope that you can do something about your hair loss.
Multi-unit hair grafting gives you 3 times more hair per procedure, saving you time and money. Hair transplants are more affordable than ever, and PRP is a fast, easy, and effective 45-minute treatment for thinning or damaged hair. Call Vanscoy for a free consultation, 614-432-8042, or visit VanscoyHair.com. That's 614-432-8042. Find out what procedure will restore your hair.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
We're sending AR and Matty Ice to the Super Bowl in New Orleans. Their expense account? Nothing but beans, baby. You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
That you are. Welcome back in. We do it every Monday at the bottom of our first hour. We light up the Bryant and Heating Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Bring on the one and only Jim Lachey. He was on the call for another big-time win for Ryan Day in Ohio State. They took out Minnesota. Final score of that one, 42-3. Jim, happy Monday. How are you, man?
Happy Monday. I'm doing great. Great to be with you, Maddie, and DeVere today.
Yes, sir. Appreciate your time, as always. I want to start with Julian, Jim, because last year, one thing that was a major talking point when it came to Will was the efficiency, right? He was tops in the conference in completion percentage. And now we turn the page, and it's a year one quarterback, and sometimes there's going to be the peaks and the valleys, right? At that position, it can be tough. But here, Julian is one of the best quarterbacks in the country. And last time I checked, Jim, he was number 1 in the country in completion percentage. And just another very clean outing for Julian Sand and these playmakers throwing the rock around.
Yeah, I mean, he was number 1 going into last week, and all he did was go up another percent. He's at 80% right now. It was impressive. And, you know, there were some people, critics, so to speak, after the Washington game, wow, he didn't complete the deep pass. We didn't have any deep balls. Well, that was taken care of in this game. You know, with Carnell Tate having a couple, Jeremiah Smith making some plays. But I think the pass that he hit to Max Clare when he had the defensive lineman just coming right at him, right through the picture, I mean, he was right down the middle of Broadway coming, you know, going to get a hit on him. He knew he was going to take a hit, and yet he still delivered a great strike across the middle. That to me, and, you know, I know as a former offensive lineman, that just proves something. He's a tough kid. You know, he's willing to take the hit, do whatever it takes to get the ball completed. And I think that's, you know, you get some appreciation from your teammates, you know, after they watch that play, like, hey, man, that's big time right there, and that was. So he continues to pass tests. You know, I mean, he's run the ball when he needed to. You know, against Washington, didn't really need to do that against Minnesota. But just to see the creativity that we have with our wide receivers, you know, obviously Carnell stepped up and had a big first half. You know, actually had more yards Carnell did than Minnesota did. That just, you know, it kind of blows your mind when you think about that. But, you know, he's been impressive, making big plays, Jeremiah, week in and week out. And now you see, you know, Max Clare, you know, coming off his best game. You got to worry. You know, how do you? I guess if you want to criticize, well, we didn't run the ball enough, or you know, for enough yards. You get 130 some against Minnesota that was giving up, you know, like 70 yards per game. But, we can say all that about offense, but our defense has been the most impressive thing, totally shutting down Minnesota after that opening drive.
Yeah,
they had about a third of their yards on the first drive, and that was it.
Yeah, that's amazing. And that's what I wanted to ask you, Jim. With this defense, obviously, you can see some defenses, historic college defenses, the Georgia defenses, obviously the Miami defense, Ohio State's 2002 defense. What stood out to me is a lot of those defenses have like explosive plays and turnovers. Not saying that those things won't happen for this defense, but up until this point, schemes and throwing different blitzes and pressures and obviously communication in the back end. What's the unique thing about this defense that you see on a weekly basis that's making it the top defense in the country?
I think it's the multiple looks. People say, well, our base defense is maybe, that 5 down front where you have, a nose guard, 2, 3-eye defensive tackles, and then, which, by the way, Caden Curry's playing inside a lot. And then Arvell and Sonny standing upside, outside, Caleb down in the pocket. Just, kind of a 5-1 type look. But what they do off that's been impressive. You saw last week where they ran that TE stunt where, the tackle went upfield, Arvell Reese comes underneath, and, he's like a flash coming through and getting pressure on the quarterback. So using line stunts, using blitz, we had, time there where Sonny and Arvell were both lined up in the A gaps. We had 6 guys on the line of scrimmage, and then, oh, by the way, here comes Caleb Downs, number 2, just, running right through. You get pressure on him. You get 7, forces the quarterback to make a quick decision with the football, and, you get an incompletion there. So I think just the multiple looks, whether it's, it's speaking from an old offensive lineman, man, when you had one guy to get ready for it, right? You're prepared. You're watching him. You're watching him film. At Ohio State, you gotta watch film on about 3 or 4 different guys because they're going to keep moving guys around at different spots. So
many different situations. Yeah,
ready for a team. Yeah, you're just preparing for so many different looks, so many different guys that you have to go against. It's just not you're going against a right end or a left end. You're going against 4 or 5 different guys that can play that type of position. So it just makes it a little bit tougher. But, no, I think the multiple looks and the way that the communication, no one seems to be out of place has been key for Ohio State's defense so far.
Talking all things Scarlet and Gray with Jim Lachey right here on The Fan. Jim, let's go back to offense. You know how it is around these parts, especially when we're at this point and Buckeyes are undefeated. You got to kind of nitpick at certain things. Let's look at this Buckeye run game. Do you think that the unit up front, the offensive line, the running backs are providing enough punch to say, let's say if they get into a game to where it's bad weather or whatever it may be, that they can't go to the aerial attack? Do you feel like the Ohio State rushing attack is strong enough and championship ready at the moment?
I think it's still a little bit of work in progress. Early on we saw a lot more CJ and James Peoples. In the last 3 games, we're seeing a lot more of Bo Jackson. So I feel like they got, 3 guys. We saw a little bit of Isaiah West, get some carries again last week. So I think that, getting that one guy in there, that ain't going to be the case. I think Ryan Day learned last year with Travion and Quinshawn that having 2 guys, planning for that 16-game schedule, that you want to keep all those guys fresh throughout the course of the year. So, yeah, you want to, like I said, if you want to nitpick, you can say, yeah, we need to run the ball a little bit more. But, there's probably 80% of the teams would take 171 yards per game that they're getting right now. Probably 90% of the teams out there would say that that's good enough. But so, yeah, I mean, it's just, concepts, opening holes, running through contact. I think you saw everybody kind of to do that, have the ability to do that. So it's just, something to keep working on. But absolutely, you're right. If it's an adverse game, if it's rainy, you want to have the ability that, you can just put, we're going to run. We're going to run, and we're still going to have success at it. And you haven't really even seen Ohio State get into the, they're maybe a jumbo package where they bring in an extra offensive lineman, if they need to run the ball. I think that's something that's still in the works for this team that they'll do. Of course, our tight ends are doing a good job blocking and, getting to that second level and getting some movement themselves. Absolutely. But still, they haven't had the major, and why would you? You got Jeremiah Carnell Tate, Brandon Ennis and our tight ends to throw to, and even our backs out in the backfield. So we have the ability. When Julian is a high percentage guy, it's almost easier to throw the ball right now with the talent that we have and the protection that we're getting from our offensive line.
Yep, absolutely. Jim, I wanted to ask you, did you see any wrinkles, anything that looked a little different to you? I thought, seeing Styles back there to return, saw some Sanchez get in there and make some plays. Obviously, I call them the Easter egg hints for the future, guys who will be good players. Did you like anything? Did anything stand out to you on Saturday?
Well, I thought on special teams you got a chance to see, a little bit of trickeration, so to speak, when you saw Brandon throw it across the field on the throwback. Perfect throw, by the way. Lorenzo Styles taking it. I thought you saw a little Devin Sanchez in there early when I think Lorenzo might have jammed up his wrist a little bit and had to get that looked at in the 10 for a few minutes. So there was a series or two that Devin. But again, building depth, knowing that you got, you got to hear like one of the 5-star recruits coming in here, Devin Sanchez as a freshman. And, like I said, probably 90% of the teams in the country, he'd be starting, but he can't behind Davidson Igbinoza and Jermaine Matthews. So he's a guy that you can, kind of feel his way through. You saw Jermaine do that for a couple of years. Yeah. And now, he's kind of come onto his own. I think maybe the only new wrinkle, you saw a little bit of Josh Padilla come in and play some right guard. I think he had, 19 or 20 snaps. No, he had some, I think 9 with the second team, but he had a couple series there with the first team playing some right guards. I feel like, that's something that they're still working on, trying to get their best 5, make sure they got their best 5 out there each and every time. And it shows that Josh Padilla is doing some good things in practice because, he's basically your second team center, but they feel comfortable that they can go ahead and put him at right guard. And, it's a little bit different pass protecting when you don't have, you're not snapping the ball and things like that, but he shows that ability to do it. So, we saw Ethan Oniawa, get some snaps at right guard throughout the 5 games. But I think right now they're just trying to tinker and trying to get their best 5 and make sure that, guys that work hard in practice are getting rewarded with some reps on game day. And, Josh is one of those guys that is really starting to step up. You saw Ian Moore pop in there one play for Phillip Daniels when he lost his helmet and came in and, again, no drop-off. So building depth is what you want to continue to do. But, you got it right now, I'd say, for this team, after what happened to Penn State, continue to stay hungry, right? And I think Coach Dale and his staff will do a great job. He talked about that after the game, that everybody's, looking to knock off the number 1 team in the country and rush the field when the game's all over. I've seen it so many times. Again, so many. I saw it 10 times with Ryan Day when we get beat. It doesn't happen very often around here. But when it does happen, it's the biggest game. It goes down in the history books. We knocked off the number 1 team. So staying hungry, continue to work hard in practice, and then go out there. When you get to game day, after putting all that work in, just go out there and have fun. And I think that's what this team is doing. Having fun playing defense, having fun playing offense, and having fun winning.
They're going to look to extend that fun this Saturday on the road in Champaign, Jim, against Illinois. So that'll be a fun one, and we'll be locked into the call with you and Paul, that's for sure. As always, my man, appreciate your time.
All right, no problem, guys. Talk to you soon.
There goes the great Jim Lachey joining us here on The Fan. This quick look ahead. Ohio State favored by 15 right now, according to Vegas. So a couple touchdown favorites on the road against Illinois. Coming up next, we do it every single Monday to round out the first hour of the show. It's Party Like a Rock Star time next. It's Rothman and Ice right here on The Fan.
If you consider yourself a Buckeye fan, you've come to the right place. This is your heritage sports talker and home of Ohio State athletics. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Listen up, football fans. You won't want to miss this.
Right now, new Bet365 customers bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets, win or lose. So you could turn that $200 into something bigger when you bet on money line, spread, totals, player props.
$200 in bonus bets when new customers bet $5. I know where I'm going to bet from now on. Download the app today and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. T&Cs apply. In-app only.
Get an Eco.
Hey, Aaron, I invented a way to make sure people's furnaces are safe.
Do you test high temperature, flame rollout, flame limit, and flame proving?
Yeah, no one wants to set their house on fire.
Do you inspect the heat exchanger?
Yeah. No one wants a house full of carbon monoxide.
We already do all that for just $89.
Yeah, but my price is just $88.
Okay, so $88 will be the new price for a furnace safety check.
Get Eco.
ECO. I also invented a cool new name for it.
Okay.
I call it the Super Safety Check.
What makes it super?
Well, it costs $1 less, and it has super in the name.
Should I start calling you Super Jerry?
The Super Jerry Super Safety Check. I like it.
Get Eco to safety check your furnace.
Or, for $1 less, you can get the Super Jerry Super Safety Check.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Eco plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians.
GetEco.com.
Hey guys, it's Timmy Hall from my friends at Orthopedic One, Central Ohio's most trusted orthopedic practice. 2 years ago, I was actually experiencing hip pain for the first time in my life, and I knew I needed the best. So I chose Orthopedic One for my physical therapy needs. And in a matter of weeks, I was rotating that golf swing better than before, and I was the longest hitter in my group again. So be like me and trust Orthopedic One and stay at the top of your game. Several convenient locations across Central Ohio. To find a physician or location near you, just go to orthopedic1.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. John Runyon from Runyon Dental Group. Are you missing teeth or do you have uncomfortable dentures? Dental implants can not only transform your smile, they can restore your confidence and allow you to eat those foods you love that you've been missing. When I was in my early 30s, I was in a similar situation needing complex dental work and dental implants. I understand all the emotions that you're feeling because I've been the patient and I know that we can help you. Schedule a free consultation today at runyondentalgroup.com. That's runyondentalgroup.com.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place.
One of our specialties here at Pella Wilson is getting rid of old, smaller windows with no view and replacing them with huge, beautiful windows that can change the look and feel of your home.
We tried that once, but we cut the hole a bit too big, so we had to put in a garage door instead. In their dining room.
Wilson.
Didn't improve the view, but they do have a drive-through now. So you're welcome, Gruball family.
Get the windows that can change the look and feel of your home at PellaColumbus.com.
Around here, it's all or nothing. And nobody has more all-wheel drive choices than Toyota. Now through November 3rd, get 4.75 APR financing on a new 25 RAV4. Or 5.75 on RAV4 Hybrid, excludes plug-ins. Or lease a gas-powered RAV4 LE for $309 a month for 36 months with $36.99 due at signing. With approved credit through TFS. Tax, title, and license extra. Call 1-888-36-TOYOTA for details or go to toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
The great thing about Atlas Butler is they do it all. Heating, cooling, plumbing. Look, I'm busy with work. I don't have time to wait around or deal with lots of people. One company, one call, and they do it all. Wonder if they'll clean out my inbox. Seriously, offer that service. Please.
Atlas Butler is at your service. Call 1-800-FURNACE.
Attack and dominate. Morning Juice is on YouTube and 10 TV Plus.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Join Bobby Carpenter and Tito weekdays starting at 6 or watch on demand. More Bobby, less commercials. The Fan. All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Let's all gather into the Kiki. It's time to party like a Roth star.
All right, welcome back in. DeVere Posey in the house today. You know, we kind of talked off the air about the first candidates because one of us was going to do this anyway. So we figured we might as well just do it together. Because what was happening out in Seattle yesterday afternoon into the evening, two former Buckeye wide receivers put on a show. And it just reminded me of that was it the Michael Jordan commercial? Anything you can do, I can do better.
Absolutely.
It was like JSN and Emeka just singing that song back and forth, because if you didn't catch the game and you didn't hear about what these two former Buckeyes did yesterday, I will read you the stat lines now. Emeka Egbuka for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 7 catches on 7 targets, $163 and another touchdown. He had a long catch in the game of 57 yards. On Seattle's side of things, JSN, 8 catches on 9 targets, $132 and 1 touchdown for him, a long catch in the game of 53 yards. I want to read this before I hand it back to you, Depot, about JSN specifically. JSN has 10 receiving plays of 20 yards or more this season. That's more than the Jets, the Jaguars, the Cardinals, and the Saints. So he has more 20-yard catches than 4 teams do on their own. The Jets have 9, the Jags have 8, the Cardinals have 7, and the Saints have 5. These two dudes yesterday, AR Depot, putting on an absolute show and holding it down for the old Scarlet and Gray. Wide receiver U, they continue to do it.
Absolutely. I love that. I mean, and just the uniforms, right? That they did it with the throwback uniforms.
It was a great uni-on-uni game. Like, I don't know if that matters for you.
No, it matters for me.
When I'm watching a game, if the jersey-on-jersey combination is just nasty, it's like, it's a tough watch. To your point, the color-on-color, the scheme-on-scheme yesterday, the threads were popping.
I hope I have another chance to do 2 Roth Stars, but I'm going to go with this guy first. 1992, this young man was born, right? He was able to play football at the University of, California, Los Angeles. He played there. He was a backup quarterback. He was the son of a former coach. Backup quarterback, got in the game and was able to lead his team down the field for 2 touchdowns as a backup, right? Quarterback gets injured. And they beat Texas in a bowl game. And everybody's screaming, Jerry. So he gets another chance to come off the bench. And I'm talking about Jerry Neuheisel here, man.
Hey.
And I think we might see a win so strong to me, like a stark change so strong to me, means that it's been brewing. I don't know if Penn State's letdown was that much of poor coaching, or I think it might have been the birth of a Roth Star, right? Because for you to step up one week, prepare, and you're competing with top 10 teams, this dude has to be a dog, right? And I believe in being in the sports world and understanding it and understanding how to approach and prepare. He's the son of a coach, man. His dad's on TV probably talking about his game. Jerry Neuheisel, man.
Jerry Neuheisel, huge win for UCLA. Came into the contest.
Crazy.
Didn't have a win on their resume at all. And we're looking at it, and we talked about this on Saturday. I said, Penn State, watch out. Coming down off that emotional high, right at home. You got to go across the country. I didn't think that UCLA was going to win the game. I just thought that thought they could make it interesting for a half. They said, no. We're going to win this game. And I'm so glad you brought up Rick Neuheisel's son, because Rick Neuheisel's son, he's got that Lannister hair, like that Jamie Lannister gold hair from Game of Thrones. It was cool to see Rick back in studio, too, reacting live to what they were doing. He was so happy, and understandably so. His son and Nico Iamaleava just led that UCLA offense to a big upset, and we will talk about that later in the show. So I'm glad that you brought that up. It was cool to see the joy that they had, because it's been tough, obviously, for UCLA firing their coach and not being able to win any games. What hasn't been tough in the Major League Baseball playoffs is the Toronto Blue Jays scoring runs, because this team was on ice in the first round. They earned the first round bye. They welcomed in the New York Yankees over the last couple of days and absolutely hit them with an RKO. 10 runs in the first game, 13 runs in game 2, 23 runs combined. And at this point in time, you need your superstars to superstar, and that is Vladimir Guerrero Jr., because in 9 at-bats right now, this man has 6 hits, 2 home runs, and 6 RBIs, has not struck out a single time through 2 games in the divisional series. So they absolutely put it on the Yankees at home. They take care of business. They go up 2-0. Now the series goes back to Gotham City. We'll see what Aaron Judge and that crew could do. But my goodness, the Toronto Blue Jays offense right now, combined with some good pitching, partying like a Roth Star on Saturday and Sunday.
I got time for one more?
Do your thing.
I got one. Coleridge Bernard. You know who that is?
Coleridge Bernard.
Well, you bet you. I know you know his name.
I know who this is.
Coleridge Bernard beat up on your Ravens yesterday, Mr. C.J. Stroud.
Yeah.
Man, 85%.
Yeah.
244 yards and 1 touchdown. Yes, it was a, embattled Ravens team. Yes, they have injuries, but for those Texans, for us, for CJ, was it good to get a win? Yes, but was it good to see CJ run for a 40-plus yard touchdown, for him to use his legs to extend plays, for him to be that guy? A lot of Texas fans might not know about the origins of C.J. Stroud, but that Georgia game, that version of C.J., his most dangerous version is what we saw this weekend. Yeah. Coleridge gave it to the Ravens, man, and I was here for it, man.
Yeah, it was the DeVere Posey Bowl. Texans and the Ravens.
No.
That's what it was. You played for both those teams.
I had a cup of coffee.
And a croissant. And a croissant. Last candidate for me. Rico Dowdle? What is this? Where did this come from? No Chuba Hubbard for the Carolina Panthers. Not only does Rico Dowdle go off, which I'll get to in a minute.
Explosive plays.
But TLC's Carolina Panthers, his team outside of Pittsburgh, they get it done. Yep. And they've won 2 of their last 3 games. Miami with another L. Tough time for the Dolphins. But back to Rico Dowdle. Rico Dowdle, 23 carries, 206 yards. And a touchdown. I mean, if you picked him up in fantasy, you probably won the week. I always think it's cool, Depot, when guys are not the guy. And they get their number called and they answer the call and then some. That's exactly what Rico Dowdle did for the Carolina Panthers yesterday. That dude was partying like a rock star.
Absolutely. True pro. Yeah. And he looked explosive, too. Did. And, Carolinas, you guys had something to cheer about this weekend because we were giving you crap. If you lived in Carolina, just the TV that you would have, you had to suffer through Clemson and North Carolina, and then you had to suffer through Miami and the Panthers. Whew. At least you guys got the dub, Carolina.
Yeah, that was fun. That was
fun. They got the Hornets play-by-play guy, too?
Amazing. Eric
Collins.
Eric Collins. If you have not heard Eric Collins, if you don't know who this man is, just type in Eric Collins on YouTube. You'll hear some of his calls for the Charlotte Hornets. Like this dude, he's like the Gus Johnson of basketball.
He called the Panthers game this weekend?
He called the Panthers game this weekend. So just the energy that you get from him is always through the roof. Coming up top of the hour after an update, what did we learn about Dillon Gabriel in his first start on the road against the Minnesota Vikings? We'll talk about the Brownies next. It's Rothman and Ice right here on The Fan.
There's nothing Bo Bishop can't do well, except find competent co-hosts. Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan.
Is your money just lying around? Switch to Huntington Bank, and your money's always doing something. Like auto saving for special events, tracking your teen spending, and helping protect your parents from fraud. Let's get more from money. Switch to Huntington Bank. Welcome. Eligibility requirements apply. Some features may require enrollment.
You've heard about the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. Yeah, that's an old one. My dad told that one to me. But when it's your real feet, it's not a game. It's awful. Hey, it's Anthony. I had pain in my feet and my lower back, so I went to the Good Feet store and got the support I needed in my shoes that changed the game for me. I went in and they personally fit me for arch supports that would be perfect for my feet. The fitting process is simple. They ask the right questions about exactly what I was experiencing and the lifestyle I want to be able to live. They professionally measured my feet and arch size, and before I knew it, I was wearing my new arch supports home. Get back to living the life you love with the Good Feet store. For more than 30 years, they've taken great pleasure in helping thousands discover the comfort they've been dreaming of. I'm a customer. I have their 3-step system put into all of my shoes. Get professionally fitted at the Good Feet store on Polaris Parkway or Stringtown Road in Grove City. Learn more at goodfeet.com.
I've had a number of surgeries, and frankly, I don't have time to rehab a surgery and an operation at this point in my life. I didn't want to take time off my kids' activities.
That's why former college and pro football player Bobby Carpenter turned to QC Kinetics. We couldn't be happier saving our patients like him from operating rooms and long recoveries.
I've been able to resume like normal activity for me, which is a lot of running. It's a lot of workouts. I've been very, very blessed with how it's been able to hold up.
For so long, patients have accepted surgery as the only solution. But with new technology technologies, the medical professionals at QC Kinetics use regenerative treatments, your body's own biologics, to help heal and restore knees, hips, shoulders, and backs.
I actually ran into a friend of mine over at our golf course, and he had his knee done. It felt so well. He'd got his shoulder done. He goes, I can't thank you enough. He had heard the commercial on the air, and so it's feeling great.
Find out how you can avoid surgery and finally get relief. Call QC Kinetics now for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544.
We have got big things ahead.
Fox Tonight has the hits and the humor.
Here's the good news. You finally got a question right.
First, Hey Lil Jon, can you name that tune?
Yeah!
Then,
I'm Kathy Griffin. I'm Eliza Schlesinger.
will comedian Roast Masters get burned by Jay Lynch?
I am not confident that even one of them knows how to answer a knock-knock joke.
All new Celebrity Name That Tune and Celebrity Weakest Link.
Tonight, starting at 8 on Fox 28.
At the end of the day, the sun sets on Central Ohio, but stories are still unfolding. Every voice, every neighborhood, every question that still needs answers. Fox 28 News at 10 is there in the quiet moments and at the turning points, digging deeper, finding solutions, lifting up the communities that shape who we are. At the end of the day, you deserve a team that's on your side. Fox 28 News at 10, always on your side.
Common Man here for Universal Windows Direct. If your home's already feeling drafty or your energy bills are creeping up, now is the time to do something about it before the cold really sets in. And Universal Windows Direct is making it easier than ever with an October deal that's packed with value. Right now, buy 2 windows, get 2 free with no limit. Plus, enjoy 0% interest for 3 full years. And to top it off, get an extra $500 off your entire home improvement project when you schedule this month. Call 614-502-5220. UniversalWindowsDirect.com.
Is your business craving efficiency? Is it hungry for productivity? Then there's a tech solution you should implement now if you want to crush your KPIs and you also want BLTs or burrito bowls or like bagels. It's called EasyCater, one platform for ordering food from a huge variety of restaurants for all your workplace needs. From falafel for the finance team to lasagna for the lunch and learn. Plus tools to help you save time and stay on budget. Ready to nail your deliverables? Order now at easycater.com.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus.
Good afternoon, I'm Tyler Danberg. 3-time NHL MVP Connor McDavid has agreed to a 2-year, $25 million extension with the Edmonton Oilers. He will receive $12.5 million of average annual value. Former NFL quarterback Mark Sanchez is facing a felony battery charge over his altercation with a 69-year-old man in Indianapolis early Saturday morning. The punishment can range from 1 to 6 years in prison, according to Marion County prosecutor Ryan Mears. In the NFL tonight, Chiefs visit the Jaguars at 8:15. In baseball, Game 2 of the NLDS tonight, Dodgers visit the Phillies at 6:08, while the Cubs are at the Brewers at 9:08. This update sponsored by BMI Federal Credit Union. Enjoy rates lower than the national average, plus a special rate on balance transfers with a Visa Platinum or Visa with Rewards credit card. Breaking sports news when it happens on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Hey kids. Anthony once did magic for birthday parties. See, when you say it out loud, it doesn't sound so bad. Back to Rothman and Ice.
Welcome back in. Devere Posey in the house today for AR. You heard Tyler Danberg on the update mention some hockey news with the Connor McDavid extension with the Oilers. I believe we are going to start Hockey and Hounds this week. So pencil that in. Don't write it in ink, as they say in the wrestling world. Cards subject to change, but hockey season right around the corner. I believe we will start Hockey and Hounds this week. AR will be back in the house tomorrow. Depot, the earliest football game you ever played in, was the earliest kick time you ever participated in a noon game? Or is there any game that you played in earlier than that kicked off prior to noon?
Like a morning game?
Yeah, like that. Obviously not a peewee game or anything. But when you got to college, NFL, CFL, did you play in a game that started before noon? Like Brownies kicked off yesterday, 9:30 our time. And I love that. But did you ever have to play in a game to get your...
Just probably the one time I played in Nova Scotia at 1 o'clock.
Okay.
So Nova Scotia it might be out in front of... We played in a Maritimes thing in an event out there. It might be an hour in front of East Coast. I have to double check.
Okay.
So if it was
maybe one.
So like one, maybe 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe 11 o'clock.
Because it's always interesting, right? Especially now when we talk about the Big Ten, where you have UCLA, USC, a couple programs that have to come across the country, right? The body clock for them that's a 9 a.m. kick. Like that's pretty wild with where we are with that. But Brownies got it going yesterday at 9:30. It was going to be a bit of an uphill climb, but I tell you what, man, they were climbing a little bit. They were climbing a little bit. The offense, I thought, kind of fell on its face in the fourth quarter. They had 4 drives to where they ended up punting on every single one of those. I'm going to try to stay where I've been, I think, the last few weeks and where I think the focus should be. And that's the core of this team, the youth of this team that continues to evolve. And so we got our first look at Dillon Gabriel as the starter in the NFL. And I thought, Depot, that he looked okay. Like, I don't know if there was anything absolutely horrendous to talk about or a ton of things that were really, really bad. I also don't know on the flip side of that if there were a whole bunch of great things to really write home about either. But I think you can build off of some of the good that he showed. He had those touchdowns had the touchdown with Fannin early on in the game. That was good. Touchdown with Njoku in the third quarter. That was good. The offense as a whole, as we know, they still got a long way to go. But I think if you are a Browns fan, more importantly, though, if you're Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski, Depot, what you wanted to see was things that I think you can build on with a rookie quarterback. And to me, I saw some of those things with Dillon Gabriel, even though you can see based off of his size, his arm strength, the speed of the game, that he may be limited in certain realms of quarterbacking. But I didn't watch the game and came away from the game thinking that this young guy is going to be completely overwhelmed at this level.
So, Kevin Stefanski, you go back to Zach Taylor and the Bengals real quick for a second, and he said, hey, I have to do a good job of putting Jake Browning in great situations as a coach. You go to Kevin Stefanski. I'm going to just throw some names at you. Brett Favre, Christian Ponder, Sam Bradford, Case Keenum, his best statistical career year, Kirk Cousins, Baker Mayfield, Deshaun Watson, Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, Dillon Gabriel. In terms of putting quarterbacks in great positions, Kevin Stefanski might be the best in the league, right? In terms of quarterback competition. He understands it just like Ryan Day understands quarterback competition in offseason. The throws that Dillon Gabriel made, right, one, you have a good zone read attack. You can get him to use his feet, let him get behind his pads a little bit. Great for a young quarterback. Let him feel the ground, let him get tackled, let him get comfortable, play football a little bit. Great. Quinshon Judkins has his best game of his career. Okay? That's going to help too as well. And then every throw you almost seemingly see Dillon Gabriel make, it's outbreaking towards the sideline. He's comfortable putting the ball, between the sideline and his defender. What that does for a quarterback and for coaching when you're saying, hey, catch these, they're called I call them stacking routes, right? Like where it's one guy that's shallow, one guy that's middle, one guy that's high, and it's normally coming from opposite side of the field. Or you, the pocket, move and be able to see these things. And you can just read it on a level, and they're all out breaking. Those are comfortable, easy throws because it's, hey, if you don't have them, out of bounds. You're protecting the football, protecting your guy, protecting the psyche. I think that kind of contributed to him having somewhat of a decent performance and them being in the game. And by doing that, he's been able to have these tight games to where he's not getting blown out with a first start quarterback. So hats off to Stefanski putting them not in bad positions and almost pulling it off out there.
I would say this, Depot, if you could draw it up for any rookie quarterback, not just Dillon Gabriel in their first game, to not go against this type of defensive coordinator, Brian Flores, to me, would be one of the top 5 names, right, in defensive units, to where you probably want to stay away from that guy in that unit in your debut in the NFL. Like, that is no easy day at the office based off of the bite that we've seen from this Vikings defense over the last year and some change. Let's hear from Kevin Stefanski. Here he is on his thoughts on Dillon Gabriel's debut.
Probably premature to grade it and those type of things. There were some good things, some rookie things to certainly clean up.
You know, we mentioned the drought that happened offensively for the Brownies in the fourth quarter, where they really had a chance to bring it home. Touched on the 4 punts they had in that window of time. Here's Kevin Stefanski on that window of time for the Browns on offense and how things didn't go their way.
Yeah, just felt a little, didn't get into very many advantageous down and distances. Ended up in too many third and longs. There were penalties. We just have to be better, have to score some points.
He touched on the penalties there. I thought some of the penalties in this game were questionable, right? That didn't go the Browns' way. But in total, you have 10 penalties in the game. And when you're an offense that is scratching and clawing to do anything positive on the scoreboard right now, you just can't continue to hit rewind, as an offense and move yourself back, because they finished in the basement of the sport last year in points per game. And here we are on another Monday, and the offense can't get to 20 points. The most they've scored in a game is 17 so far. Maybe that will evolve over time when Dillon gets more comfortable within this offense. But, man, you're just asking so much from your defense week in and week out. And it's a good defensive unit, but those guys are going to get worn down, I think, throughout a game where the offense can't hold up their end of the bargain consistently. Because, Depot, last year you're talking they scored anywhere between 15 to 17 points per week, and here we are again talking about the same thing, unfortunately.
Yep, unfortunately, but fortunately it has to happen, because if you have a good defense, you go back to what Myles Garrett and a lot of these guys were talking about last week, the impact of this rookie class, correct? Right? So if we have the impact of this rookie class, Maddie, at some point, a rookie quarterback has to step up and kind of go through growing pains. Luckily for them, Stefanski prides himself on fundamentals, being adaptable, personalizing his offenses for the quarterback's strength, and then just having open and honest conversations with each player. That's really what has allowed him to be able to develop so many quarterbacks over his career span. And in his post-game interview, he mentions, he made some rookie mistakes, and we still got to score points. But you go out in an outing and say, we're a play, a read, a ball placement away from, getting this done, versus a pretty good defense, right? Versus a pretty good defensive coordinator with some good philosophies that add pressure and kind of confuse us. We kind of handled one of the toughest defensive coordinator in the league, and we were right in it. And we left plays on the field. We can fix these things. So fixing those things from the quarterback position equates back to this rookie class needing a quarterback to step up. Dillon Gabriel is obviously first up at bat, and it looks good, right? It looks like there's things that he can grow and get better at. And so for this team to be able to be balanced, a rookie quarterback, a quarterback of the future, has to take over. In a performance that they had on Sunday yesterday, you say, hey, we can build off of this and we can work with this stuff.
And what's going to help him is if Quinshawn continues to play at the level he's playing at. Because you brought up Quinshawn, the guy gets to over 100-plus yards of offense in the game, had a 50-plus yard touchdown brought back because of, I believe it was a holding call. And, this guy, he's setting records already. I saw this floating around. He's managed to become the first player in franchise history to have at least 70 yards from scrimmage in each of his first 4 career games. And so Quinshawn is no doubt a real threat, right, within this offense, is that defenses now have to respect game in and game out. And we can start to have that defense lean a little bit towards the line of scrimmage because of what Quinshawn can provide. I think that has the possibility of opening things up on the outside for Dillon Gabriel and the playmakers. And so for Quinshawn to have the clunky offseason that he had with the off-the-field stuff that was kind of hovering over his head, it doesn't look like to me, Depot, that that's holding him back at all, because the guy that we saw last year here in Columbus, that type of talent has transferred into the league right away, and that looks like an absolute home run pick for the Browns. And I'm in on this rookie class. Like, I really am in on what they can build around these guys. If they nail the quarterback position, they're really going to be on to something. But Quinshawn is he's in his bag right now. The dude is balling.
I mean, we're not even mentioning the best rookie in this class. That's Schlesinger. Help me with his
Carson Schlesinger.
Yeah, Carson Schlesinger. Help me with his name.
He looks the part.
He's a dude.
This is not the lights aren't too bright for this dude. No. And the pressure that was on him to fill the shoes of JOK, because JOK was a menace on defense. Right now, he's out of the equation to have a rookie and Carson Schlesinger look the way that he's looked early on in this process, man. Like, yeah, I think Andrew Berry and the Browns, like I just off the top of my head, it would be hard for me to look at another NFL franchise right now that has a better rookie class. Like, we could probably dig in on that a little bit more, but they may have the best class of any franchise right now, and that is what a franchise like Cleveland is needed.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Carson Schlesinger, he was a linebacker by all means going into the draft process. That was a first or second round backer. He was your first or second pick, right, that you would say at leaving the scouting combine. So for us to grab him and for him to be playing at this level so early, you just say, hey, we have a staple here. Like, you know, we have a back end guy that can run in and play for a very long time. And so you have the DBs, you have the D linemen. This rookie class, and then you have Mason Graham. He's just he's really good with his hands, and he is a very nasty, productive player, man. He just sets a standard in the middle of the field. And so, yeah, I mean, pretty impressed with this rookie class. And I would probably say, just off the top of my head, the only other rookie class that would probably, it would just be the weight of one rookie in that class with the help of other rookies will probably just be Tampa and the Colts.
Okay. I think that's an assignment for us. Maybe we can work on that for later on, because the Browns are on to something with the young talent that they have in that building. We talked about the Brownies. Let's talk about the Bengals next. Another rough outing for Jake Browning and the offense. What should they do? We'll discuss after the break. It's Rothman and Ice right here on The Fan.
Are you fired up? Is it Monday? It must be Reaction Monday.
Sponsored by the Roofing Guys.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
You know what my favorite place in the world to watch a game is? It's the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus. This is Scotty Vegas, and Dave Biddle and I get to visit our favorite game-watching spot twice in 1 week. Sunday, October 12th, watch the Browns Steelers. Then Thursday, October 16th, we're back for the Steelers Bengals. I have Browns tickets, Pro Football Hall of Fame passes, and dining credits to give out during the games at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Must be 21 or older to enter. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey, Buckeye fans. As the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, Roosters is kicking off an incredible giveaway you won't want to miss. This football season, we're giving away 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences. 3 drawings, 12 winners with prizes including tickets, sideline passes, and 3 trips to a Buckeye first-round postseason game. Go to roosterswings.com to register and see all the details. 3 drawings, 12 amazing prizes. Register today and every day. Roosters, a fun, casual joint.
Hey, it's Anthony Rothman here for Germain Honda of Dublin. So what's the difference? There are other Honda dealers around. Well, Rich Newsom and his team want to earn your trust. They don't expect it, and they earn it by giving you a great price, and then they back it up after the sale. With same-day service, no appointment necessary, a great variety of brand new Hondas, and hundreds of pre-owned certified Hondas to choose from, all at the same location. Identify yours at GermainHondaofDublin.com. Germain Honda of Dublin, Sawmill Road, just south of 270.
Newman Roofing, as part of its 2025 Commitment to Community initiative, is proud to recognize individuals who go above and beyond to make a difference for people of all abilities. This week, we honor Jessica Komajati. Jessica has made a meaningful impact as a Special Olympics Ohio Fit 5 advocate, a youth leader, and a dedicated Buddy Walk committee member. During this Down Syndrome Awareness Month, Newman Roofing is proud to join forces with 10 TV and The Fan in celebrating our ongoing commitment to the community.
You've heard about the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. Yeah, that's an old one. My dad told that one to me. But when it's your real feet, it's not a game. It's awful. Hey, it's Anthony. I had pain in my feet and my lower back, so I went to the Good Feet store and got the support I needed in my shoes that changed the game for me. I went in and they personally fit me for arch supports that would be perfect for my feet. The fitting process is simple. They ask the right questions about exactly what I was experiencing and the lifestyle I want to be able to live. They professionally measured my feet and arch size, and before I knew it, I was wearing my new arch supports home. Get back to living the life you love with the Good Feet store. For more than 30 years, they've taken great pleasure in helping thousands discover the comfort they've been dreaming of. I'm a customer. I have their 3-step system put into all of my shoes. Get professionally fitted at the Good Feet store on Polaris Parkway or Stringtown Road in Grove City. Learn more at goodfeet.com.
Fraud in government is a crime, and it robs taxpayer dollars. I'm Ohio Auditor of State Keith Faber, and my job is to catch people that lie, cheat, and steal, report suspicious behavior, and help stop fraud. Learn the red flags, speak up, and protect your tax dollars by calling 1-866-FRAUD-OH.
At the Ohio Lottery, we make Keno fun, your way. That means every few minutes across Ohio, 20 out of 80 possible numbers are randomly picked, and if some of the numbers you picked match, voila, you're a winner. Keno doesn't require you to know a single thing about sports ball or overs, unders, pluses, minuses, or lines, or whatever else. Keno is as simple as, did some of my numbers match? They did? Great. You just raked in some dough. There are more than 20 hours of Keno draws every day and thousands of places to play statewide. Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Get a recap of all the day's news from across the state. The ONN Daily Podcast. Listen at onnradio.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts from the Ohio News Network. Austin and Berm are back with a new daily podcast, the ultimate OSU football insiders. You know, it's refreshing to have some smart people working here from time to time.
The Beat with Austin and Berm on the 10 TV Plus app.
Subscribe today. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We'll see increasing clouds throughout the day, but that summer-like weather continues for one more day with afternoon highs in the low 80s. We could see some stray showers and storms this afternoon, although most of us remain dry. Partly cloudy this evening with overnight lows in the 60s. And then get that umbrella ready. We have chances of showers and thunderstorms returning on Tuesday and much cooler with highs in the low 70s. For The Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
Bet365, the official online sports book of Rothman Ice. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Anthony once got Jack Nicklaus to quote the movie Caddyshack, so he's got that going for him.
The last time I saw a mouth like that, I had a hook in it.
Which is nice. You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
Let's go while we're young.
Welcome back in. Devere Posey in the house for AR. So we just got done talking about the Brownies. We'll swing it over now to Cincinnati. I want to say this before we get into the quarterback stuff, because one thing that I've mentioned a few times on the program is they need more from just Trey Hendrickson up front on the D line, right? We know how good Trey is, but a couple guys in Joseph Asai and Miles Murphy specifically, it's time for these guys to go. And I want to give them some credit for doing that because both those guys racked up a sack yesterday. And that Detroit offensive line, for the people that really lock into offensive line play, have really, spoke glowingly about that unit up front with Taylor Decker and Penei Sewell and that crew. So that was, I thought, a positive coming out of this game was we can talk about guys not named Trey Henderson, Depot, that were making noise. I mean, Trey himself had 2 sacks in the game and a forced fumble, which is like, okay, this is what Trey Hendrickson does. But Osai and Murphy popping a little bit, that was good to see, is that now you may be able to create some static up front down in the trenches and not have Trey Hendrickson have to be that guy all the time.
Yeah. And just being able to have that depth, I mean, we're still replacing Sam Hubbard, right? He just recently retired. I mean, he's been a staple veteran for this Bengal team. He was on that Super Bowl team, and he was here before Henderson got here. So you're replacing that production too, Matty.
And they need it, man. They absolutely need it. And so, look, I thought the defense did what they could in a game. They're only going to be able to do so much when you have turnovers from your offense, and the turnovers putting the defense in bad situations as far as field positioning goes. And so, again, we have to come in here, unfortunately, and talk about Jake Browning and the offense letting down this entire franchise. And there's only so much Jake Browning is going to be able to do. There's a reason why he's a backup quarterback. There's a reason why he went undrafted. And so when you don't have everything clean around him, it's going to make the situation so much louder than probably what it needs to be. But now we're talking Depot, another dud for Jake Browning, 3 interceptions in the game. He's got 8 interceptions in the games we've watched him play so far. And so we can talk big picture here in a moment, but you just have a quarterback and an offense that cannot get out of its own way right now. Before you go, I want you to hear from Zach Taylor on whether or not he still believes in Jake Browning as the franchise's, maybe not the franchise's, but the team's starting quarterback the rest of the way.
I do. I of course, after a game like that, we're going to look at all personnel to make sure we're doing the right thing. So I won't shy away from that because it's a very fair question after the amount of turnovers we have. But to say that I don't think Jake can win games for us, I believe Jake can win games for us. I do. And we'll just continue to look at everything we can personnel-wise.
And does Jake Browning believe that he should still be the starting quarterback after yesterday's performance? Here was his answer.
That's a Zach question. I mean, for me, all I can do is respond and try to just work as hard as I can during the week to put myself in a position to help this team win games and avoid these disastrous plays. And so, that's my focus, is just how much time can I spend on task this week to just double down and try and improve and help the team by just making better decisions and not putting the team in a difficult situation.
There was some life that showed itself offensively late, but it was just a little too late. And up until that point, we're talking about interceptions in the first half and right there at the beginning of the third quarter, Depot, that were just tough looks for any quarterback at this level.
Yeah, because, I mean, you spend $100+ million on Joe Burrow, and you design this offense and what how's everybody been training in training camp in a 90% shotgun type of offense, to where the type of arm that Joe Burrow has, the offensive linemen aren't as exposed for giving up sacks. Receivers are making plays. He can make every throw across the board. Now, Jake Browning's arm is not Joe Burrow's arm. So trying to run Joe Burrow's offense has led him to 8 picks. It's not a matter of, is Jake Browning the right quarterback? It's, can Zach Taylor adjust this system for Jake Browning and the type of quarterback that he is? Or is he going to just stay in the system? This is what everybody knows. I mean, you're talking like a revamp, a new install for this game, a new way to run offense, to where you are going to play action under the center, handing the ball off to Chase. And then also what has happened is Chase Brown isn't having the year he's having because Joe Burrow's ability to pass. And so you can balance it with a Chase Brown draw, balance it with zone schemes once the defense is spread out, because he's completing so many passes at a high percentage. So it's just all jammed up right now because you're missing a key component to everything. So I don't know if sitting Jake Browning is the answer. It's, you know what it is there a Joe Burrow clone? That's the answer.
We find him.
Right.
Where is that?
Where is he?
Because the quarterbacks that they could go to that are already in-house is Brett Rippon, it's Sean Clifford, and it's Mike White.
Mike White balled out for the Jets a little bit.
Yeah. They need, in my opinion, to do something else. Because you brought up what I think is very real. Like, the strength of this team is the guys. Look, we saw even amongst how messy this is right now offensively, you saw Jamar Chase pop off and make the big play. You saw T. Higgins catch a touchdown in this play. Those guys need somebody, I think, under center to be more of a threat than what they have right now. And you brought up Chase Brown. We know he's much better than what we've seen from him this year, but it speaks to one guy can't do everything, right? He needs the combination of defense is respecting Higgins and Chase and the quarterback, but also the offensive line to move people around. And so the Bengals are in the basement right now. Like, they are averaging 57 rushing yards per game at the moment. That's dead last in the NFL. Steelers right above them, only averaging 80. But they just think about that gap in between the Steelers right now and Cincinnati, with the Steelers having the second worst rushing yards per game in the league at 80, but then the Bengals having their output be even worse at 57. And so I just get concerned at this point, and you can tell me right now, like, the morale of the team when you just continue to go down this path with a guy that the team cannot believe in. Jake Browning right now.
Right.
I don't care what they say on record. Right. They just can't believe in him. And so I think it's now the job of the head coach in the front office to bring in somebody else that can just try and add a jolt of excitement and joy, but more importantly, better quarterback play into this team right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I think when Jamar Chase is playing well, this team is excited, right?
For sure.
And when he has big games, you ask about the morale of the team. 4 receptions, 3 tackles. I saw this. I'm just going to read it, right? Jake Browning's playing so bad. He has Jamar Chase putting up Travis Hunter stat lines. Okay, so that's the morale of the team right there, Matty.
Yeah.
4 tackles, 4 receptions with 3 tackles.
It's tough, man.
Okay.
Like, that's where he was at one point in the game. That stat line that you're talking about, he ends up with 6, couple touchdowns, and
But
over
still 3
100.
tackles.
I know. And you can just see it. You can see it with your own eyes that this aerial attack is ready to go. If they have somebody that is going to back defenses off and make them respect the passing attack, because Andre Yoshivas, he looked pretty good yesterday in the game as well. And so I just hope that they're not going to continue to run their heads into this brick wall week in and week out, because to me, just nothing is going to change at this point. So we'll see whether it's a guy that they have in-house or maybe they make some calls around the league to bring in another guy. But they, to me, need to do something, or the season is going to get over fairly quickly, because if they didn't pick up those 2 wins right out of the gate, we'd be talking about a very, very bad Bengals team right now. And we are, but just the record-wise, you can at least look at 2 and 3 and feel decent about it. But context in this, and you look at the ball that they're playing right now, is just not a good look for Cincinnati, and they've got to figure something else out at quarterback, or the season is going to be over very quickly. They go into Green Bay this week and take on Jordan Love and that crew. Coming up next in 2 minutes, what a crazy Saturday it was around college football. Where does Penn State go next? We'll try to figure that out after the break. It's Rothman and Ice right here on The Fan.
Delaware County Veterans Services is ready to help you access VA benefits, emergency financial assistance, dental and medical grants, transportation, and more. Give Delaware County Veterans Services a call, 740-833-2010 to schedule an appointment.
Give me a mountain with lots to do. Give me the sunshine, give me a dew. Give me something simple and true. All I need is sunshine and a refreshing mountain dew. So give me my good days, give me a dew.
Grab some friends and an ice-cold Mountain Dew today.
Mountain Dew.
Care Heating and Cooling. Honest technicians, honest pricing. Call 1-800-COOLING.
People can't say enough amazing things about Vanscoy Hair Clinics. Men and women struggle with hair loss every day, and they completely change their lives. Vanscoy Hair Clinics is the only company in Ohio that has PRP, platelet-rich plasma, and the multi-unit hair grafting hair transplant procedure. Go to vanscoyhair.com for more info, or call 614-432-8042. Here's what some of their hair transplant clients have said.
Around 26, 27, I lost almost all of my hair on top. It changed my life in ways that I cannot imagine.
My hair is going to continue growing for the rest of my life.
There is hope that you can do something about your hair loss.
Multi-unit hair grafting gives you 3 times more hair per procedure, saving you time and money. Hair transplants are more affordable than ever, and PRP is a fast, easy, and effective 45-minute treatment for thinning or damaged hair. Call Vanscoy for a free consultation, 614-432-8042, or visit vanscoyhair.com. That's 614-432-8042. Find out what procedure will restore your hair.
Rothman Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Want to jinx your favorite sports team?
Please get out of my Van Halen t-shirt before you jinx the band and they break up.
Just ask Maddie to print your shirts. You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
Welcome back in. Happy Reaction Monday to you. Matty Ice, DeVere Posey, chopping it up with you. Hope you guys had a great weekend. So we go back to last Saturday, and Penn State and Oregon delivered, man. The game was really good. The atmosphere was awesome. The whiteout's one of the best scenes in college football. As we all know, that game goes to double overtime. Dante Moore and the crew, they get it done. And so the narrative was out there again for Penn State. Hey, you can't beat the big dogs. There's no consistency on offense. Drew Aller, outside of that fourth quarter, looked just like an average quarterback in the game. And so they had a chance to respond. And I mentioned to you and Dane on Saturday, I thought this was a little tricky for them, right? Just going out to the left coast, early start time for them, all of that stuff, right? And they got. They got. And the offense came to life late. UCLA's defense gave them opportunities to figure it out. Whole bunch of points scored in the game. But 42-37, final one in this one. And one of the biggest offseason storylines this year was the Nico Iamaleava and Tennessee divorce, right? And him going to the table, and whether it was him specifically or people in his camp demanding more money, whatever it was. The Tennessee decision makers, Josh Heupel and the crew said, we're good. We've reached our breaking point. We're going to part ways. We wish you nothing but the best. Go do your thing. So Nico ends up at UCLA. And it was never a lack of talent thing with him. He always had the talent. You saw it a couple years ago. I think they played in a bowl game against Iowa.
Yep.
You like what you saw from him as a freshman, as the time. And so
he plays Hendon Hooker.
The stat line for him on Saturday was absolutely insane. 17 of 24, 166 and 2 through the air. 16 carries, $128, 3 more touchdowns on the ground. 5 in total. He really shredded this Jim Knowles-led defense. Before you go on Penn State and how much of a blow you think this is to James Franklin in the program, let's hear from James Franklin. Here he is on the situation that happened out there on the left coast.
Obviously, we did not handle last week's loss well. We also lost some players in that game during the week, and then everything else, the travel, everything else. Did not come out with the right energy to start the game, and before you know it, obviously they get a touchdown drive and an onside kick, and now you're fighting. They gain confidence, and we're fighting for the next 3 quarters. So that's my responsibility, and I didn't get it done.
Real quick, I want to say this. While a couple things in there that he mentioned may be real, I don't think if you're a Penn State fan, you want to hear that. You don't want to hear about the travel. You don't want to hear about a couple guys went down throughout the week. You're at a point now to where you're supposed to be able to handle UCLA with those type of things not necessarily going your way. So hearing that quote from James Franklin, if I were a Penn State fan, that would have irritated me hearing the excuses publicly from our head coach.
Yeah, I think okay. What's happening here at Penn State? 30 points last week, 42 points this week. The ball is getting pushed down in the air. I'm afraid of running dual threat quarterbacks. Ohio State fans, does that sound like a nightmare that you've once experienced? Does it sound like a Jim Knowles defense and a Jim Knowles holes that have happened? I was at that 2023 game versus Georgia when we just went down and had a touchdown, and then Stetson Bennett throws a 60-yard pass, and they score in less than 30 seconds. Are there pressures happening? Are there things happening to where this defense is getting put in position to where they don't have the players to guard people? They're giving up a lot of points, man. Now, for Franklin, yes, it does alarm me that nothing in his rhetoric speaks to taking personal responsibility. We've been talking about Zach Taylor and saying, hey, these are things that I need to do for Jake Browning to perform better. Professional coaches understanding, Kyle Stefanski, we need to put this guy in this situation. There's no personal responsibility. It's all about the guys were tired. We lost guys.
What is that?
Well, it seems like, well, you know what it is. I mean, it's
hey, take it easy on me. This is what I had to deal with, and this is why we lost the game. I want to play it again for you because now that we're talking about it, it's even more eye-opening that he would go down this road.
Obviously, we did not handle last week's loss well. We also lost some players in that game during the week, and then everything else, the travel, everything else.
Oh, that's good enough. That's the part right there. And like I said, that's real.
Well, I think,
but you don't say that.
Well, here's the thing. I'm all about we statements prior to activities, but I'm not about we statements when negativity happens. It should be I statements.
More ownership.
Yeah.
Individual ownership.
Yeah, man. Well, yeah, right? Like, yeah. So, you know, Maddie, we have dinner plans. We're going to have fun. Mm-hmm. I'm late. That's not on us.
It's on me.
That's on me, man.
It's on me.
Okay, so I want to hear more I statements and less we statements post game.
You talked about Jim Knowles and that defense. And look, Dante
right now.
Oregon, Dante Moore, they got a squad. That's legit talent.
Yep.
Right? But this is kind of mirroring what we saw early on with Jim Knowles here. That offense in year one, or a little bit of year two.
Like it takes a while for this system to get in place.
Which makes what Ohio State is doing even more impressive. That we're not talking about these growing pains. You had the growing pains with Jim Knowles and that defense here in the big plays, and now you're seeing it for Penn State.
Well, you gotta give Coach Day some credit to say, hey, even when I'm at the top of a mountain, I'm okay with making a change. I'm okay with still looking in the mirror and saying, hey, this worked for us this year, but this is the direction I want to go. Now, I don't know if Jim Knowles can. I don't know the talks of did he ask for more money or was it just something that was already established prior to. Regardless of the fact is you win a national championship, you still make a change and you add an upgrade in, and these issues are still happening.
It's pretty wild to think that 3 teams that I think a lot of people deemed as national championship contenders, 2 of those are not ranked. The Texas Longhorns and the Penn State Nittany Lions, a handful of weeks into this thing, are not ranked. Clemson right now has been a massive disappointment this year. I mean, just think about that. 3 teams that people were really saying that they could win it all. 2 of them aren't even ranked.
We don't pay,
right now.
Maddie, we do not get hyped over preseason lists, man.
And actually, let me correct myself. All 3 of them aren't even ranked right now.
Well, let me ask
as
you,
we sit here today.
Worst loss, Florida and Texas with Sarkisian in this quarterback. It's clear.
Penn State by a mile. That's the worst loss of the weekend.
Because Drew Aller should be way further along in his progression as a player.
Yes.
This defense should be in a well, I know what's going on with their defense. I know what they're dealing with. And then Franklin, you paid a lot of money for these issues that we got a discount on.
And remember this, and you know this wasn't hey, Penn State, there's a bunch of young guys that are ready to have to be ready to go on the fly. This was, no, Penn State's going to try to do what Michigan and Ohio State have done the last 2 years. They're bringing everybody back, and they shouldn't have these type of issues. But they got major issues. They got Northwestern on deck. They'll go on the road for the next 2 at Iowa, and then they'll come to the Shoe on November 1st.
Drew Aller's not C.J. Stroud. Drew Aller isn't Will Howard. He isn't even Kyle McCord, man. And what you got to realize is that those were the quarterbacks that were in Jim Knowles' defense. Those guys could sling and could score points with a defense that gives up points, man.
And guess what? You got Penn State's backup quarterback from last year in Bo Pribula that has helped Missouri get to a 5-0 record right now, and they're ranked 20th in the country. You don't think they'd rather have him right now than Drew Aller? It's crazy how this college football world works, but Penn State, again, falls flat on their face with arguably the worst loss of the season from any true contender. When we come back in our Buckeye Bulletin, you will hear from Julian Sand on Carnell Tate's big night against Minnesota. It's Rothman and Ice right here on The Fan.
The only workplace in America to participate in the Doorknob Fart Game. And we also play office basketball and sometimes do radio. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Away game this week, but that just means you can make the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus your home for Saturday football. Join the Fan for the tailgate show and then party with us with the ultimate watch party. We have football contests with amazing prizes. There's wall-to-wall screens, ticket and memorabilia giveaways, and unbeatable game day food. Can't wait to see you at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook on Saturday. Must be 21 or older to enter. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
You know that project you've been working on? Just chipping away at it, dreaming of the day you get to show it off? Then, when you're least expecting it, cancer. And finishing that project actually happens. I would know. I've been restoring this car for years, and today I'm giving it to my granddaughter. It's her 16th birthday and 2 years since my cancer diagnosis.
Mom, you finished it?
Happy birthday, boo-boo. You keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keepmakingplans to learn more.
When you're ready to sell your car, another reason to choose Hinderer Motor Company is the easy, fast, fair, and hassle-free way to sell. This is Justin Hinderer. We pay top dollar for your vehicle, whatever the make or model, and no purchase is necessary. Consider trading and get even more toward your next vehicle. Drive in today and leave with cash or get a great deal. See why it's a pleasure doing business. Just visit HindererMotorCompany.com.
Welcome to Tire Discounters. Oh, hiya, Phantom.
Mike, I think I saw a fox on my way in.
Oh, that was the Carfax Carfox. He was congratulating us on our Carfax Top-Rated Service Center Award.
I have always rated Tire Discounters at the very top.
Oh, thanks. So does Carfax. And not just for tires, but for all our services, too.
Alignment, brakes, shocks and struts, and more.
Yes, sir.
But, Mike, do you think people believe Carfax over me?
Well, you are the Phantom tire buyer.
Exactly.
Hey there, you've got a ton of equity in your home. You're sitting on a gold mine. You could do so much with all that cash, like travel, invest it, or pay off debt. But you can't touch it unless you sell your home. But you really don't want to move. And besides, homes are sitting on the market a long time these days. You're trapped, right? Not with TrueHold. With TrueHold, you can cash out your equity in as little as 30 days. But listen, you don't have to move. You can stay in the home you love as a renter. That's TrueHold's Sell and Stay program. Cash out your entire home's value and stay put. TrueHold even covers property taxes, property insurance, and essential repairs. Imagine using that equity to travel, invest, or pay off debt. And you can stay in your home. It's brilliant, especially in this slow market. Get your all-cash offer now. Call 1-855-300-9993. Again, that's 1-855-300-9993. Or visit TrueHold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out on your home's value without moving. That's TrueHold.com.
5 words no one wants to hear? You need a new roof. What do you do? Who do you call? How are you going to pay for it? Hey, it's Timmy Hall, and these are all questions that run through people's minds when they hear those 5 words. But if you pick up the phone and call Victor's Home Solutions, your new roof will be the easiest, most hassle-free home improvement project you'll ever do. Victor's has thousands of 5-star ratings for both customer service and high-quality installation. Plus, they offer a 50-year leak-free guarantee on every roof they install. And since no one wants to pay these high interest rates for a limited time, Victor's is offering 5-year, no-interest financing with minimum monthly payments for qualified buyers. So if you need a new roof, don't stress. Victor's Home Solutions has your back. It starts with a free 21-point roof inspection. It assesses the exact condition of your roof and what needs to be done next. Set up your inspection today. 866-VICTORS. That's 866-VICTORS or online at victors.com.
Wake up and laugh with the Bob and Tom Show on the Fan 2.
Weekday mornings from 6 to 10.
It says here they've won 5 Marconi Awards. I can't even spell Marconi. The Fan 2, Columbus's home of the Bob and Tom Show.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Right Way Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Rothman and Ice present Buckeye Bulletin.
Sponsored by Logan AC and Heat Services. Don't go through another air conditioner breakdown. For fast, friendly service, call the experts at Logan Services now for a free estimate and next day air installation.
All right, Depot, let's knock out a Buckeye Bulletin. Devere Posey in the house today. We talked about this early on. Just Carnell Tate, Jeremiah Smith, with Julian Sand getting them the rock. The best duo in the country. Jeremiah third in the Big Ten right now in receiving yards. Carnell right behind him, coming in at fourth. Jeremiah's got 463 right now. Carnell has 435.
Man, let me see the screen. That's the nation's leader.
No, this is the Big Ten.
But they are the best duo in the country, right? Receivers.
I would have to do a little bit more research on that. I would be surprised if there's two other guys that are playing at a high-level program that are doing better work than those guys are doing right now. But I want to play this for you because Carnell Tate, after catching 9 footballs for $183 and another touchdown from Julian Sand, here is Julian talking about Carnell's big-time night against the Gophers.
Yeah, it was awesome. Carnell made some great plays. Love to see him score some touchdowns tonight. And, he shows it week in and week out that he's going to make plays. And, I think a lot of the work that he does on the perimeter blocking goes unnoticed. And, I think it pays off. He makes great blocks for our running backs, and then, he gets a shot play for a touchdown. So.
I love that he mentioned that at the back end of that clip there because, a lot of times you can have guys that, probably just care about getting the ball, right? And you got to be able to do everything here at Ohio State, whether you're a running back, protecting the quarterback, whether you're a tight end, that's got to block as well. But these wide receivers do their part, too. But it just, as far as the explosive plays are going right now, Carnell is just a guy that is terrifying defenses with his speed, his route running, and he's just making these defenses pay. He's been balling this year.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, these two are leading the nation as far as like duo goes. I think you might be able to say USC, Makai Lemon, and I don't know if Jacoby Lane is back healthy yet, but I know those guys have good players out there too. But here's the thing, man. We've been able to see the maturity of Jeremiah Smith happen, year in, year out. And what I kind of saw from him this weekend was that run after catch when he caught it and, he stiff-armed the guy and he showed that physicality, right? Like that Andre Johnson that's in there.
Okay.
Right? That Anquan Bolden, that he has that side, that James Jones at the top of the, at the top of the catch. He has that physical Calvin Johnson yak ability.
Yeah.
And I think we normally see it when he's getting going, right? Like when he's on one side of the field and he runs under, Jeremiah's gone. But for me, stiff arming the guy and spin moving, shaking the whole team, it's a lot to ask.
I like that.
It's a lot to ask. But I want to see it.
And he's capable of doing it.
And he's capable of it. That started to rear his head a little bit. Some of that nastiness after the catch. And then for Carnell Tate, man, just if you guard me one-on-one and you're going to shade to Jeremiah, it's not fair.
Make you pay.
It's not fair.
Yeah, you're going to pay.
Okay? It's just, I'm not going over there. This is my ball. It's that easy.
Those guys can create a whole bunch of separation, but they have a quarterback, too, to where if there is sticky coverage, Julian can put it in a spot to where those guys can get it. Julian leads the nation in completion percentage right now at 80%. Here is Coach Day talking about that accuracy from Julian Sand.
I thought some of the throws downfield were very, very accurate, made good decisions. Again, saw it well. But, when you can be accurate underneath and get the ball out quick, but then also down the field, that's when our offense can really be clicking on all cylinders. So we're going to watch this film and see some things that we're frustrated with. We know where we need to go and got to keep getting better. You keep hearing me talk about that because that's just the way it goes. You have to upgrade every week. But I do think that Julian's confidence is building, and I think his teammates, their confidence in him have continued to build over time. And again, I give the offensive line credit for working and straining to give him time back there. I give the running backs credit for their protection and also the receivers for their work every day in practice because that's how it works. That's how teams get better And so we have to continue to recognize that, because it's not normal. And that, to me, is what's going to make the difference for where we need to be.
A really good team or really good defense can help out not only a quarterback, but the entire team with what it can do. But Coach Day, in that bite right there that we just heard, he brought up the offensive line. And Depot, we haven't been coming in here on Mondays or previewing the game on Fridays, questioning, can the offensive line hold up? Or are they going to not allow a certain amount of pressures this week? That hasn't been a talking point. Like, the offensive line hasn't been talked about much, and that means you have a good offensive line usually when we're not talking about the offensive line being in the way of how the offense can flow. And so while, yes, I think the run game can get better, I think there's some meat that's been left on the bone there. I think I'm being a little picky, but that's just what it is when we talk about a team that has championship aspirations. But the offensive line from start to finish has kept things clean for the most part. And I think that's why you're getting the execution and the good stuff from Julian that we're getting on Saturdays.
Yeah, absolutely. In terms of the offensive line, I do want to say that I saw a play this weekend that I was like, yo, this is pretty good. Give me 1 second. Hold on.
Saw somebody getting thrown out of the club?
Well, no, it was the mentality. Philip Daniels. This is a play that you show in film on Monday or Tuesday. This man is blocking backside. Helmet gets knocked off. Obviously, you're coming out of the game for a play.
Yeah.
Finishes it 5 to 7 yards down the field. Mm-hmm. Walks back, jogs back, grabs his helmet, leaves off. That's a mentality for me.
He was a guy Coach Day mentioned in his press conference last week that brings an edge to this team.
Mm-hmm.
You need that from an offensive lineman. I want to say he brought up Davison Igbinosun as well as another guy on defense that provides that. But Philip Daniels for sure is that offensive lineman. Well, he'll toe the line just a little bit as far as aggressiveness goes, but I like that from an offensive lineman.
Guess where he's from with that edge?
Came from Minnesota. He's a former Minnesota Golden Gopher.
Yeah, he's from the Natty,
He's from the Natty, too. He's from the Natty. That's how y'all built different down there, huh?
Yeah.
Another guy that's built different is Ian Fitzsimmons. He will join us next to talk about some of the crazy things we saw from the college football world, but also where Ohio State is right now as the number one team in the country. It's Rothman Ice right here on The Fan.
If you've recently seen a photo of an older Baker Mayfield fresh off a bender, it's just Bo Bishop. Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan.
Dormar, you're kind of hero. When your furnace or air conditioner is broke, we come out that same day. Dormar, home the Tin Man.
You know me, when it comes to big moments like popping the question, I always say, I've got a guy. That guy is Bob Capace at Worthington Jewelers.
Thanks, Common Man. Right now, it's our fall bridal sale. Buy one, get one 50% off. Engagement rings, wedding bands, wedding jewelry. We've got it all.
If you want sparkle, you want quality, and you want to save big, trust me, I've got a guy.
That's me. Come see us at Worthington Jewelers.
Worthington Jewelers.
Where Columbus gets engaged.
Shop Meijer and bring more good to life with low prices on everyday favorites and essentials. California organic green or red seedless grapes are $1.99 a pound. Buy one, get one free, fresh from Meijer whole pork shoulder butt roast. Stock up on household items like save $2 on Meijer Ultra Liquid Dish Soap. Get $4 off Meijer Ultra Paper Towels, 12 double rolls. And don't forget to stop by the Meijer Pharmacy for your flu shot. Available today while you shop. That's the good life, a good deal better. Exclusions apply. See Meijer.com for details.
Listen up, football fans. You won't want to miss this. Right now, new Bet365 customers bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets, win or lose, so you could turn that $200 into something bigger when you bet on money lines, spreads, totals, or player props.
$200 in bonus bets when new customers bet just $5. It's the only betting app I use. Download the app and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. Terms and conditions apply. In-app only.
Hi, I'm Dr. John Runyon from Runyon Dental Group. Are you missing teeth or do you have uncomfortable dentures? Dental implants can not only transform your smile, they can restore your confidence and allow you to eat those foods you love that you've been missing. When I was in my early 30s, I was in a similar situation needing complex dental work and dental implants. I understand all the emotions that you're feeling because I've been the patient, and I know that we can help you. Schedule a free consultation today at RunyonDentalGroup.com. That's RunyonDentalGroup.com.
Ready for your next truck? At Krieger Ford, we have just what you're looking for. Trade in your vehicle and get a new Ford F-150 with a black appearance package for $11,000 off MSRP. It's all part of the Krieger commitment. Best cars, best people, peace of mind. Visit us today on Morris Road in Columbus or find your new truck at KriegerFord.com.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Common Man here. Right now, buy 2 windows, get 2 free. No interest for 3 whole years. Restrictions apply. Call 614-502-5220. Like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
You've heard about the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. Yeah, that's an old one. My dad told that one to me. But when it's your real feet, it's not a game. It's awful. Hey, it's Anthony. I had pain in my feet and my lower back, so I went to the Good Feet store and got the support I needed in my shoes that changed the game for me. I went in and they personally fit me for arch supports that would be perfect for my feet. The fitting process is simple. They ask the right questions about exactly what I was experiencing and the lifestyle I want to be able to live. They professionally measured my feet and arch size, and before I knew it, I was wearing my new arch supports home. Get back to living the life you love with the Good Feet store. For more than 30 years, they've taken great pleasure in helping thousands discover the comfort they've been dreaming of. I'm a customer. I have their 3-step system put into all of my shoes. Get professionally fitted at the Good Feet store on Polaris Parkway or Stringtown Road in Grove City. Learn more at goodfeet.com.
Is your business craving efficiency? Is it hungry for productivity? Then there's a tech solution you should implement now if you want to crush your KPIs and you also want BLTs or burrito bowls or like bagels. It's called EasyCater, one platform for ordering food from a huge variety of restaurants for all your workplace needs. From falafel for the finance team to lasagna for the luncheon mart. Plus tools to help you save time and stay on budget. Ready to nail your deliverables? Order now at EasyCater.com.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter? Right? And the best part? They accept Discover. Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer. Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times. Right. So we shouldn't get the parachute pants? These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
Dormar, you're kind of hero. Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus.
Good afternoon, I'm Tyler Danberg. 3-time NHL MVP Connor McDavid has agreed to a 2-year, $25 million extension with the Edmonton Oilers. Ex-NFL quarterback Mark Sanchez facing up to 6 years in prison after a level 5 felony battery charge was headed over his altercation with a man in Indianapolis early Saturday morning. NFL tonight, Chiefs visit the Jaguars at 8:15. Week 5 stat leaders so far, LA's Matthew Stafford with 389 passing yards and 3 touchdowns. Carolina's Rico Dowdle with 206 rushing yards and a score. Tampa Bay's Emeka Egbuka with 163 receiving yards and a touchdown. College football, Ohio State's game on October 18th at Wisconsin will be aired on CBS at 3:30 Eastern. In baseball, Game 2 of the NLDS tonight, Dodgers visit the Phillies at 6:08, while the Cubs are at the Brewers at 9:08. Breaking sports news when it happens on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Most shows just skim the surface, but Rothman and Ice feel like the biggest story of the day deserves a closer look. It's time for a deeper dive.
Sponsored by Low T Center. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
All right, welcome back in. Devere Posey in the house today for AR. Going to bring on our guy right now, Ian Fitzsimmons from ESPN. Let's get into some ball. Ian, happy Monday, my man. How we feeling today?
Man, better than AR. Dude, that stuff got me last week, man. I didn't leave room 403 at the Residence Inn in Williamsport, Pennsylvania from Friday to Sunday night last week. I had to miss the whiteout between Oregon and Penn State because I was blown out of both ends. I mean, it was vicious. So AR, hang in there, buddy. That stuff's going across the country, man, and it ain't fun. It's nasty.
Little food poisoning?
Other than that, I'm doing a hell of a lot better than last weekend.
That's good, man. It's good to hear from you, as always. Let's start here in Columbus before we zoom out and talk about some of these other programs around college football. You got a defensive unit, Fitzy, that's #1 in the country, giving up 5 points per game. On offense, you got a young quarterback who has the best completion percentage in football, averaging about 80% per game there. I mean, what's the best thing that's jumping out to you right now as far as Ohio State and what they're doing on Saturdays?
I'm going to start with the defense. My brother coached under Matt Patricia for a year in Detroit before he left to go to Vanderbilt to be the special teams coordinator. But he was the assistant teams guy with John Bonamigo under Matt Patricia. And let me tell you something, man. Matty P's got these boys not just hunting, they're stalking prey. And everybody knows the name Caleb Downs, right? Even the fringe college football fan. But it's so much more than Caleb. I mean, and a lot of people know Styles also from last year's national title team. But guys like Caden Curry just balling out. What do you have? 3 sacks against Washington?
Yep.
What does he have? 5.5 on the year? I mean, it goes back to Big Ten media days when I sat down with Jeremiah Smith, Caleb Downs, and Ryan Day, all independent of one another. And they all had a very similar message. And this is going back to July, guys. They're hacked off. I'm like, why is everyone so upset? You just want a natty, man. I mean, because as Caleb told me, I didn't even celebrate that national championship for 48 hours because after a day and a half, all I kept hearing was how much we're losing, not what we have coming back. And our guys may not be household names, some of these young dudes, but they will be. So he didn't even celebrate that national championship for 2 days because he was so angry at the narrative of, well, it's a hell of a title, but they won't be back next year. And to a man, they all use that as motivation over the summer, into camp, beginning of the year. And here they are right now, undefeated, and that defense led by Matt Patricia just crushing people. You guys played. Look, that tight end leak works every week in college football. Every single week. I don't care if it's boundary side or field side. And you watch Ohio State defend that tight end leak. And, folks, what I mean by that is, like, let's say you got on the field side, you have your tight end lined up to the short side of the field. And everything rolls right. And he just kind of fakes like he's blocking. Then he kind of leaks out. You throw it back to him, and you go for maybe 10, 12 yards. Or on the field side, you're dragging that tight end across the field. Everything goes right. He's going left. Once he clears the tackle box, he's wide open. Not against Matt Patricia. Not against those silver bullets flying around, man. They defend that play better than any team I've seen in college football. They are legit. Start on that side. And as far as Julian Saying goes, man, when you complete 80% against air, you're doing something. And he's got, 13 tutties to 3 picks? They're just a complete football team right now, guys. All 3 phases, beyond impressed.
Absolutely. The landscape of college football has changed, obviously, since the preseason rankings, like it does every year. You're 5 weeks deep. Texas isn't even the best team in Texas. They could change the narrative this versus Oklahoma, Clemson. They fell off into the Atlantic Ocean, and then it's just been all party. South Beach is back. They took the 5 p.m. curfew off in South Beach, and they're back partying again down there in Miami. How do you feel about the new landscape of college football down south, man?
Man, it's crazy, right? And we talked about this before week 1. Every year in the AP Top 25, there are a couple of preseason top 10 teams that don't even end up ranked. What are we looking at right now?
3.
Right now, we got the preseason number 1, preseason number 2. Out of the top 25.
Yeah. Yep.
So stay with Texas. I think Sark's going to get it figured out. They have one of the best offensive line coaches in all college football, and Kyle Flood. They'll get it figured out, but it's going to be a daunting test this weekend against we're talking about defense and in Ohio State. Look what Venables is doing right now at Oklahoma. He's back calling defense, and, man, they're 1 or 2 in every single major statistical category.
Yeah.
They are impressive. So Texas better buckle that chin strap up because the Red River Robbery is going to get nasty. And in Penn State, look, the Neuheisels were the best story in college football over the weekend. If you go watch Jerry Neuheisel, who had 2 days to put a game plan in against Penn State, and let that sink in, any Nittany Lion fans who might be listening there in Columbus, Ohio, all 3 of you, your defense, led by Jimmy Knowles, got pantsed and spanked by Jerry Neuheisel, who never called plays before in his life. And he had 2 days to put a system in and a game plan, and he pantsed them, then spanked them, and then laughed at them. And you watch that presser, it was awesome. And then Rick Neuheisel, celebrating every play with his kid. If you're not passionate about college football and you watch that, then you will be, because that's what the game is all about. You have those stories every single weekend. So you look at Texas out of the top 25, Penn State out of the top 25, and I'm going to give UCLA a hell of a lot more credit than I'm going to do blame on Penn State, because it was such a remarkable damn story. And how about this one, guys? Interim head coach for UCLA, Tim Skipper, he's got one win over an AP top 10 team. You know how many that James Franklin has in all those years at Penn State? The same as Tim Skipper, who just whipped his ass out there at UCLA. There you go.
Ian Fitzsimmons joining us here on The Fan. Ian, let's stay there with that Penn State UCLA situation, but let's lock in on Nico, right? Because, that dude right there that showed up on Saturday, that's first-round pick, top 15 type of stuff to me. Like, when he's playing at that level, what do you think that's going to do for him? Because you're tapped into people that are in the league, scouts and all that. Like, that's got to shake the room just a little bit, I think, for NFL evaluators to say, hold on, it was ugly prior to this Penn State game, but the individual talent that he is, there's something there.
Yeah, there is, but he didn't have a great year last year at Tennessee when you really look at it. I mean, now the numbers were good, but they weren't great. And they were slow starting at Tennessee last year with him. I mean, I did 4 of their games, including obviously the college football playoff, where we were all frozen in a glorious fashion, and it was worth every bit of it. Having hand warmers in every part of your body that had a crevice just to stay warm, and it was awesome. I mean, it was a remarkable experience. But I had him 4 times, man, and all 4 games they were slow starting. So that's just one game for me. And he's got to put together a body of work. And I promise you, I think he needs another year no matter what. I don't care who the head coach is. Jerry Neuheisel continues to be able to dial up plays like he did on Saturday. Then, maybe Neuheisel's the OC. I don't know. But I need to see more from Nico Iamaleava, who took a monster pay cut to deliver that first win on Saturday against a top 10 team in Penn State.
Absolutely. I wanted to ask you, is it too early to say you like this guy for the Heisman? And if it's too early, I would say week 5 into the season, does it feel like a Johnny Manziel, Colin Klein year? Like, we're just going to have guys there who really didn't have a dominant season, but all of these teams are flopping, or will we pull out a Heisman and say, hey, no, this guy is playing on a good team, and it's more about, like, the nuance of the stats, the wins. Like, it's not really like a monstrous year. I feel like this Heisman is going to be a nuanced Heisman. What do you think?
I want one of 3 guys to win it because I bet on them.
Well, that's aside.
As Carson Beck, quarterback of Miami, I got him at plus 2,000.
It's looking good right now.
That's a dime. I had Jeremiah Love at plus 3,500, and then I had here's a wild card. Dante Moore before the first snap, quarterback for Oregon at plus 4,000. That's the one I really want to win it.
Those are looking good right now.
He's in the mix, man. Dante Moore, you're talking about guys falling off. Carson Beck hadn't fallen off, and Dante Moore is playing his tail off right now. When I was out there embedded with the Ducks for about a week in fall camp, guys, Dan Lanning told me this is the deepest team he's ever had at Oregon. It's just kind of like what Caleb Downs was saying. A lot of people don't know who DeCarrion Moore is. He's a true freshman and wide receiver, right? Well, look at him now. I mean, now people are starting to know who the hell Moore is at wideout and at quarterback, and Dante Moore. And the freshman running back, 20. Dude, that guy's got jets for freaking wheels, man. I mean, he is fast as hell. So when you look at Oregon, that is a complete football team. And is there a better master motivator than Dan Lanning throughout the entire week? The whole death by 1,000 cuts thing, and kept reiterating it throughout the entire Penn State game. So, when it comes to Heisman, I think that Carson Beck is still right there in it, and I think Dante Moore could be your front runner depending on what happens against Indiana this weekend. And I think Oregon blows the doors off Indiana.
Let's flip it back down to the SEC before we let you go. Coming out of week 1, the noise around Kalen DeBoer was loud, right? You lose to Florida State, and now here we are, Fitzy, back-to-back weeks. You beat Georgia, you beat Vandy, top 20 wins for Kalen DeBoer, and now they've won 4 in a row, and they got really good momentum going.
And he doesn't give a damn about what anybody said after week 1. Because the easiest thing to coach is when you put bad effort out on tape, because film don't lie. And those guys got every bit of it and then some. And then after they beat Georgia, talking to people in the locker room, the conversation already turned to Vanderbilt 10 minutes in. They weren't really even celebrating the win at Georgia. And in the second half, they shut them out and then ended up beating them 30-14. This is a dangerous spot this weekend. Third top 25 matchup. Missouri's pretty freaking good, guys. And Vegas has spoken. Alabama's only a 2.5-point favorite. Be very, very careful here going into Mizzou.
Yeah. We touched on this earlier. How about the former Penn State quarterback for Missouri and Bo Pribula making some noise, right?
Looks a hell of a lot better than Drew Aller right now.
No doubt about it. Fitzy, as always, my man, we appreciate you, and we'll talk to you next week. Where are you at this weekend?
Baton Rouge, baby. Let's go, man. I got muffaladas on the brain, etouffee, jambalaya. There's a nice casino there now. Watch out. I'm going to tell my wife because we might have to go into the alternative bank account and get filthy fat. Let's go. Hit it. Let's get it.
I love it, man. Hey, safe travels and all that good stuff. Enjoy the food, and we'll chop it up with you next Monday. Appreciate you, my man.
Done and done. AR, get healthy, man. Chicken noodle soup and whiskey. Get you right. See
There you
boys.
go. Absolutely. Ian Fitzsimmons, there he goes, our guy from ESPN. He'll join us, where he joins us every Monday at 2 o'clock to talk about everything happening around college football. TLC, what do you got on deck in pre-snap reads today, my man?
Oh, you asked me when I don't have the tab. Let me scroll down. One team that we thought was going to be really good looks really, really vulnerable right now, especially after yesterday.
Okay, we'll talk about it next in pre-snap reads. It's Rothman and Ice right here on The Fan.
The best thing about watching football this weekend, talking football on Reaction Monday.
Sponsored by the Roofing Guys.
The Fan.
Did you want information on the Ohio Lottery's Rolling Cash 5? Okay, Rolling Cash 5 is a daily draw game where you select 5 numbers from 1 to 39 and win by matching 2, 3, 4, or 5 numbers. Jackpots start at $100,000 and grow until someone wins. You can learn more at OhioLottery.com or the Ohio Lottery app. Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly. Want to go back to the radio? Okay.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use, now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu. My Computer Career, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
College is great. You know what else is great? Pizza, which you can buy with your Huntington Bank debit card with the Ohio State University logo. Huntington Bank is proud to be the official consumer bank of the Ohio State University. Let's get more from money. Switch to Huntington Bank. Welcome.
Bundle up and save with Logan Services. Save on Train up to $2,000 off a furnace and up to $2,000 off an air conditioner. Plus, pick 2 freebies. It's hard to stop a train, so schedule your free estimate. Logan Services.
5 words no one wants to hear? You need a new roof. What do you do? Who do you call? How are you going to pay for it? Hey, it's Timmy Hall, and these are all questions that run through people's minds when they hear those 5 words. But if you pick up the phone and call Victor's Home Solutions, your new roof will be the easiest, most hassle-free home improvement project you'll ever do. Victor's has thousands of 5-star ratings for both customer service and high-quality installation. Plus, they offer a 50-year leak-free guarantee on every roof they install. And since no one wants to pay these high interest rates for a limited time, Victor's is offering 5-year, no-interest financing with minimum monthly payments for qualified buyers. So if you need a new roof, don't stress. Victor's Home Solutions has your back. It starts with a free 21-point roof inspection. It assesses the exact condition of your roof and what needs to be done next. Set up your inspection today. 866-VICTORS. That's 866-VICTORS or online at victors.com.
Hey, friends, it's Austin Ward. Covering college football every week shows you how momentum changes everything. That's what Awaken 180 did for me. Once I started, the progress kept building. I feel more confident, more comfortable in my own skin, and I've got energy again. The numbers matter, but the real story is how much better I feel now. If you want that kind of momentum in your life, to do it and then keep the weight off, do what we all did and choose the solution for weight loss. Online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Helping a new driver get ready for their road test? Here's a convenient new way to make the most of your 50 hours of required practice driving time. The Road Ready Ohio app, available now at no cost to new drivers and their families. Road Ready Ohio keeps track of your driving experience together, providing feedback and safe driving tips. It even generates the documentation you need for the Ohio BMV. The Road Ready Ohio app, free to download in the Apple and Google App Stores.
Your new Columbus home for the Jim Rome Show is The Fan 2.
Catch the live experience weekdays from 3 to 6.
Just one requirement. Have a take and don't suck. The Fan 2, Columbus's home of the Jim Rome Show. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We'll see increasing clouds throughout the day, but that summer-like weather continues for one more day with afternoon highs in the low 80s. We could see some stray showers and storms this afternoon, although most of us remain dry. Partly cloudy this evening with overnight lows in the 60s. And then get that umbrella ready. We have chances of showers and thunderstorms returning on Tuesday and much cooler with highs in the low 70s. For The Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with a 10 weather impact forecast.
Bet365, the official online sports book of Rothman Ice. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Rothman and Ice present Pre-Snap Reads.
Sponsored by Newman Roofing. Call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF. That's 614-NEW-ROOF. Or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
Before we knock out some pre-snap reads, let me talk to you about Bet365, because if you're a football fan and you're looking for a new place to bet, this is where you need to be, because for new customers at Bet365, when you bet $5, you're going to get $200 in bonus bets, win or lose. Don't miss out on this. So you can turn that $200 into something bigger when you bet on totals, spreads, money lines, player props. So much goodness happening at Bet365. Download the app today and watch out for the boosts that they have. They have some really cool boosts lined up. I'm looking at one tonight. We got Kansas City taking on Jacksonville. This is in Mexico? Where is this game?
Is it?
I don't believe it's in the U.S. off the top of my head.
That's news to me.
I could be making that up, but I'm pretty sure this is not on U.S. soil. I don't think this is a true home game for Jacksonville. Where are they, TLC? Is this in Jacksonville?
Everbank Stadium, Jacksonville, Florida.
Okay, so this is a true home game for them. I don't know what I was looking at.
Well, the Jaguars play a lot of games not in America, so I can see where the confusion might be.
True. But I'm looking at this boost right now at Bet365. It's a Chiefs on the money line, so Chiefs just to win the game. Travis Kelce and Xavier Worthy to both score a touchdown. That's been boosted up from plus 700 to plus 800. So I am going to roll with that.
You like that?
I do. It's a look. All bets are a little risky. They're all a little risky.
The week that the Swiftie albums that it just dropped that tells us he's going to score today.
He's listening to that in pregame for sure.
He's listening to that pregame.
I think I've been seeing that she wrote a song specifically about him on this album.
The song title is Wood.
Interesting.
For Travis.
Okay.
So he's going to be listening to some Wood pregame. Getting excited in Mexico.
I got questions, but I'm not going to ask those questions.
You
on the
know
air.
those answers.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
It's the title of the song. I'm reading.
No, listen, I've been seeing it float around. Okay, listen, Travis Kelce putting in some work.
He's gonna put in some work. Take him on the what is it again?
So it's the Chiefs on the money line.
Yeah.
It's Xavier Worthy to score a touchdown and Travis Kelce as well to score a tutty. That's plus 800 is the juice on that, and it's boosted right now at Bet365.
Absolutely.
So I'm riding the wave. I'm riding the new album wave. Xavier Worthy, they do so many creative things with him. He can either get it done in the red zone or in the blink of an eye. He can run past the defense and do it there. Download the app and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. Terms and conditions apply. In app only.
And may the odds be ever in your favor.
All right, TLC. Clarify your tease for us. Who we talking about? What are we about to react to here?
Well, there's a team that won the Super Bowl last year who kind of were messing around the past couple weeks. But
playing with their food a little bit?
Yeah. They almost blew it against the Buccaneers a couple weeks ago. And then yesterday actually gave it up to the Broncos. Of course, we're talking about the Eagles. And on Get Up this morning, Damian Woody was talking about how their offense looks all kinds of out of sorts.
You cannot lose something that you never had. The Philadelphia Eagles never had an identity this year. They can't run the ball well. They can't sustain blocks up front. Okay, we heard the constant chattering from the wide receivers about the passing game, lack of targets, the lack of what they're doing. Quite honestly, they're not doing anything well offensively. And listen, they're right. They are letting down their defense. Their defense is playing winning football. They're playing championship style of football. But there is no consistency whatsoever in any aspect of the Philadelphia Eagles offense.
And you got A.J. Brown giving up on a route that would have been a touchdown yesterday.
Yeah, that's a tough low light going around, I guess is what I should say, especially after the week he had leading in to the game about, hey, I just want the ball more and all that stuff.
Give me the ball in a big spot.
Right.
Okay, here you go. Oh, so he stopped running.
That's tough, right? It's a tough look. And so Damian Woody's seeing things on film to where this offense isn't explosive as it was a year ago. They finished the regular season last year, second in the league in rushing yards per game. When it comes to what they're doing through the air, this isn't necessarily a surprise to me, but it is a bit of a surprise that they're this low in production, Depot, with the passing game that they have, because it's just nothing really there to write home about on offense with this passing attack. But I thought it would look so much better because I thought they would actually back off the run game just a little bit after the run that they had and maybe save some of that for the latter portion of this season. But look, they're a 4-1 team, so the everything is not broken here, but it's just not as dominant as what we were seeing last year. And I think when you set that standard for yourself as a team and it looks the way that it looks this year and you combine that with a loss, then you're going to have some of the takes that are going out there today about the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, I think when you got championship teams and you've had some success, one's mind might go back to, hey, this is the way that we've always done things. And with this group, for them to have the amount of penalties, like detrimental penalties on the offensive side of the ball for a veteran group is head scratching. And it's to the point of like, well, why aren't we on the same page? Why aren't we operating clean? It goes to personnel. Then, okay, well, our personnel isn't injured. We're nicked up. We're NFL healthy, but why aren't we on the same page? Mm-hmm. Egos are involved, Maddie, and you hate to go to that point already in the season, but if the success of the team isn't more important than that one of an individual, I wonder how this team goes from here. At the beginning of the year, this summer, I don't know if you saw this Gilly, the podcaster, more than
we
a
know
game.
Gilly the Kid.
Gilly the Kid. So he had his thing back and forth with Cam Newton because Cam has always stood on this hill when it comes to Jalen Hurts that he's a bit overhyped in what they are asking him to do as a player. And he gets into the Lamar, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow conversation of those guys are asked to do way more. Because Jalen Hurts has a Super Bowl doesn't make him a better quarterback than those three players. And if you put Jalen Hurts in their situation or put them on the Eagles, what results do you have, right? And so it's starting to show for me in my position, looking at this from the sideline. Execution down the field isn't happening. The offense is sputtering at all times. Penalties late. Execution high. This group can do it. What's happening at the head of this thing, and how can you fix it fast?
How can they fix it fast? That is the question. And my mind goes to in-house as far as the game plan week in and week out. The offensive coordinator sit down, Nick Sirianni, they sit down. Maybe they're telling us with their actions that they don't believe that Jalen Hurts is capable of doing all the things that you talked about that other quarterbacks can do. Because sometimes for me, it's actions over words, right? And this offense goes about its business in a way to where they aren't using their playmakers on the outside the way that I think that they should. But maybe that's because they know in-house that Jalen is only capable of handling certain things within the passing attack. Could that be true, Depot?
Well, Kellen Moore was a good reason to why, Tony Romo was able to the transition from Tony Romo to Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
Kellen Moore handled that. He left his player position, immediately entered a quarterback coaching role. He leaves from there. He gets a job with the Eagles. He's their offensive coordinator, quarterback coach. He's the head coach for the Saints. Go and look and check out what Spencer Rattler did yesterday. He can settle young quarterbacks, and he has since departed from the Eagles, and you can tell he's gone.
Yeah.
You can tell there's a gap there. Wanting to know if that is the reason why Jalen maybe lost his whisper.
Maybe so. Spencer Rattler, to your point, looking all right.
He look good. Kellen's
he's looking like he can be a starter in this league, right? Like he doesn't look overwhelmed, right? Like I don't know if he's their quarterback of the future, but he looks like a guy that can hold down the fort as a QB1 around the sport. Coming up next in 2 minutes, there's an analyst out there that absolutely loves what a former Buckeye is doing in the NFL. You'll hear it next. It's Rothman and Ice right here on The Fan.
I'm back to doing what I love and more, thanks to the Good Feet store.
Visit the Good Feet store today. Walk-ins are always welcome. Visit the Good Feet store on Polaris Parkway near the Polaris Mall or on Stringtown Road at Grove City.
Would you enjoy watching a football game if the officials were paid a bonus for every flag they threw? Or a basketball game where the refs got paid for every foul they called? Okay. How about hiring a furnace and AC company that pays its technicians by the number of parts they can sell you? Hi, this is Dennis, president of Care Heating and Cooling, and today, this is how many companies operate. They call it performance pay, and it rewards technicians by paying them more for billing you more. Why is this bad? Because it abuses your trust in a technician to be treated fairly and honestly. At Care, we've been family-owned for 31 years and have always paid our technicians by the hour for repairs. We'll show you exactly what needs to be fixed and why, and give you our low upfront cost before we start. And unlike other companies, our technicians will never be rewarded for throwing more flags. Our Central Ohio-based staff is here for you 7 days a week. Care Heating and Cooling. Book an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com or call us at 1-800-COOLING. When you need a company you can trust.
You know what my favorite place in the world to watch a game is? It's the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus. This is Scotty Vegas, and Dave Biddle and I get to visit our favorite game-watching spot twice in 1 week. Sunday, October 12th, watch the Browns Steelers. Then Thursday, October 16th, we're back for the Steelers Bengals. I have Browns tickets, Pro Football Hall of Fame passes, and dining credits to give out during the games at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Must be 21 or older to enter. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
1-800-GOT-JUNK is your friend with the truck.
We make junk disappear.
All you have to do is point.
All our people are in uniforms.
And our trucks are clean and shiny.
And big.
We leave spaces empty and clean.
For you.
1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
True to his name, Matty Ice wears a winter coat in the middle of summer. He lives the gimmick, man. You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
So let's get into a little bit of the fallout from last night's Sunday night football game that ties into Bill Belichick, which we'll get to here in just a couple minutes. Sunday night football, Patriots upset the Buffalo Bills, division matchup. Buffalo falls to 4-1. That could easily be 3-2 if Derrick Henry holds onto the ball, but that's life in the NFL, right? You can lose anybody, you can beat anybody. Chiefs. Bills, for the most part, have handled their business. They've had some tougher matchups coming down the line here. Kansas City's one of them. They got to go to Houston. They host Tampa. So we'll find out a little bit more about Buffalo. We know, though, what they really are at their core, especially when Josh Allen's doing his thing. But over there in New England, I think even before this win happened yesterday night, that there was confidence because of who the head coach is in Mike Vrabel and what he has already done in this league as a head coach. Because that window of time to where he was in Tennessee, like, they were tough, man. They were a tough squad to go up against that found themselves in the postseason a few times. And so Rex Ryan up there at ESPN, he was on Get Up this morning. He watched New England take out Buffalo 23-20, and he wanted to shine a light on Vrabes and what he likes from him right now.
The most impressive thing wasn't Drake May to me. It was Mike Vrabel. This football team, look at the difference he's already had on this football team. Yeah. I mean, it's night and day. Night and day. They actually play defense now. All right? They got rookies all over the damn place. The whole left side of the line is rookies. You got to be killing them. Well, not so much. All right? I'm telling you, the difference, it's him. It's him. And now you see it. I hate it. God, dog, I hate it. I want to see the Patriots down.
I think it's no doubt what he's saying. But I think, Depot, we have to give a little bit of this to Drake May, too, and that this franchise may be back on track because they do have the head coach figured out, but they have the most important position figured out as well. And so Drake May, Mike Vrabel are names that I think Patriots fans are going to grow to love over the next few years because, as you know, that's just such an important deal, right? To have your head coach and your quarterback locked in and have those guys not only be locked in, but be difference makers. And I think the Patriots had that.
Yeah, I mean, Mike Vrabel is the Patriot way. When you talk about classes of Patriot like teams, right? Like in Patriot eras, there was a class that was, you know, the Troy Brown, Teddy Bruschi. Like Mike's a part of the original, like Patriot way, Super Bowl winning team, and he came from Pittsburgh too, right? And so understanding the AFC and what that means, yeah, I get you. The Bills gonna be back on track, but to me, that loss was a bit more than that. I don't know what's going to happen with Justin Fields in New York. Miami, that thing's probably going to get blown up here soon.
Yeah.
Josh Allen has been paid. He's going to be locked in for a long time. I think the new reality that in the AFC East, you got to go through Drake May in a physical defense. 2 penalties happened in the fourth quarter to where you can kind of read Mike Vrabel's lips. He's telling someone in the headset to be quiet in a nice way. In the fourth quarter, when times are intense, he said it in a nice way.
No, you're saying it in a nice way.
Yeah,
he was not.
But it was following 2 penalties. Those 2 penalties, and we talked about this. One was a late hit on Cook, and another was a late hit on Josh Allen.
Yeah.
To me, you still get the dub. Those late hit penalties were what we call just take a little football out of somebody. Just let them know, hey, we are going to play with this type of physicality. Maybe that is the reason why Mike told that person on the other line, hey, be quiet, because this is about tone setting. Yeah, we might take this 30 yards to the head negatively. They got a field goal out of it, but Josh Allen and Cook weren't as downhill, running hard as downhill as possible. And so I go to this, though, Matty. You see the Patriots get the win that they got. Cook has been running a lot, has a heavy load. That's why he's battling injuries. Josh Allen, every year you wonder, what is too much for him? When do you get down? When do you make these right decisions? And so the style in which the Patriots won, it's scary. And I'm not saying it's a turn of guard, but if this quarterback can bring back offensive execution for the Patriots, which they've been missing, right? And Mike Vrabel is bringing back the physicality on defense. The AFC East has 2 quarterbacks of the future now.
And they had not many outside of Josh Allen prior to the season as far as really stamping a guy that you believe in. Like Drake May, it was such a small sample size last year that you're like, okay, you see the skills, but we need a bigger body of work. And it looks like he is figuring this thing out. Stephon Diggs has come to life the last 2 weeks. It wasn't even just last week. And you look at New England over the next 4 weeks. It's at New Orleans, at Tennessee, home against Cleveland, home against Atlanta. So they have an opportunity to really rack up some wins here going into a game against Tampa, which we all know will be tough. And that's such a big win, obviously, right? Within your division against one of the best teams in the sport because you went on the road and did it.
Yeah.
And the next time you see Buffalo, that's going to be week 15, and you're going to have a bye week prior to that. So they're going to have a whole extra week to prepare for Buffalo down the road as well. So just big time stuff from them yesterday, and Braves getting things in order fairly quickly for New England. Really no surprise there. What is a surprise to me is how petty Bill Belichick has been when it comes to New England and his relationship. Because if you missed it, last night coming into this morning, that there are people reporting from UNC side of things that the UNC football program has been directed from Bill Belichick to not tweet/retweet anything Patriots related. So you had the game going on last night. Drake May's doing his thing, former North Carolina Tar Heel, and they're not throwing out any highlights. And what's paired with this, Depot, is that throughout the day, you had UNC's Twitter page throwing up highlights of the former Tar Heel and Javonte Williams, who plays for the Dallas Cowboys. So they're throwing that stuff out there. TLC, you're telling us that there's a bit of an update to this story now?
Yeah, so just in the past couple hours, the North Carolina football Twitter page has started to put out some, like 16 hours after the fact type of highlights from Drake May. So, they're covering their tracks and be like, oh, see, no, what, we're willing to do it.
I don't know what this is, fellas. Like, we had the story initially to where the scouts couldn't come from New England. New England scouts couldn't come to their practices to watch the practices. And now we've got this story. And, the fact that they're throwing the tweets out there now, Depot, that doesn't mean anything to me. The original part was he was directing people that we're not doing this. Anything Patriots related, we're not putting on our university's social media page. That's I don't know. Clearly, he is salty about some things that happened in New England and how that situation ended. But to take it to this degree is it's surprising for me.
Yeah. I mean, you get to that point, too, as you get older, Maddie, where you're like, I'm not holding my tongue. I'm going to say what I'm supposed to say. And you just wonder if Bill is entering that age to where, he's just, all social.
Blanket.
Just I'm going to just have this conversation with this girl on the sideline right now. Just I don't care what anybody thinks. And in a move like that, blocking the social media from Drake Mason says, you don't understand recruiting. Check out Ohio State's page when it comes on Sundays. Those are recruiting tweets. If I'm Hardline, which he probably does, is, hey, just watch the game and call me.
Yeah.
Those are my guys.
Oh, yeah. I guarantee you, I haven't seen it yet, but I would be blown away if the Ohio State football Twitter page right now doesn't have something about JSN and Emeka and what they did yesterday.
No, for sure they did.
It's got to be there, right? Because that's a great point that you bring up. It's a little bit of a momentum that you can catch on the recruiting trail to say, oh, this is how they develop players. If you go to Chapel Hill, this is what I could be. And so, you got to set that ego aside if you're Bill Belichick and get over that, man. Look, they took.
Yeah, they're all over that.
Are they?
Igboka, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So to Depot's point, it's what you should be doing as a program is highlighting your guys that are in the league. North Carolina took it on the chin. Clemson goes into their building, beats them 38-10. They got to travel across the coast and play a game. So they're off this week. That'd be in North Carolina. They will play next Friday, it looks like, against the Cal Bears.
And Ohio State also tells us that Wisconsin will be a 3:30 kick.
3:30 kick. So Illinois is noon. Now we know Wisconsin is 3:30. Okay, there you go. Should be a fun environment up there.
Dying for Penn State to not be noon.
My guess is
I am.
It's going to be noon.
I am. I don't want to wait till nighttime to go beat Penn State, man.
That's Saturday, November 1st.
Yeah.
Which means Friday night is Halloween. I'm going to be here at 5:30 in the morning.
Every night is Halloween, according to Lil Wayne. But I'm with you on that, though. I'm with you on that. I could see that. I could see that mindset of post-Halloween coming in. Yeah.
If Fox gets it, which I'm assuming Fox is going to have that game,
probably.
They're going to put it in the big noon kickoff slot. I mean, I think just based off what we saw last year,
I think Oregon and Penn State being on NBC was a pretty good indication that Ohio State, Penn State's going to be Fox.
It is tough. The game aside, which we know tradition is tradition, that game will always be played at noon. But your four biggest opponents this year for Ohio State, right? Texas, Illinois, Penn State, Michigan. Those are all going to be probably noon kicks. Like, it's tough. No, Michigan's on the road, Illinois is on the road, but yeah, the games at home, Penn State and Wisconsin, you wanted one of those to be at night. Look, at the end of the day, you just want the win, and it looks like Ohio State they're on their way to doing a whole bunch of winning. We'll hit the finish line of the show next. We'll tell the truth. It's Rothman and Ice right here on The Fan.
Tweet from a listener. Are you carrying the Buckeye game today? Considering we've never not carried one, yes. The answer is yes. The Fan.
Buckeye fans, introducing Behind the O, the brand new app packed with original athlete and fan-driven Ohio State sports content. It's free to download in the App Store on iOS and Android, and every time you open it, you're helping generate NIL dollars for your favorite Buckeye athletes with zero cost to you. Get exclusive access to fresh behind-the-scenes videos, training routines, athlete lifestyles, and more from every Ohio State sport. Don't wait. Download Behind the O now and get closer to your Buckeyes than ever before.
Behind the O, free for fans, NIL for athletes. The open road feels even better with CME Federal Credit Union. CME wants to beat your current auto loan rate by 1.5% APR and give you a fresh start with no payments for 60 days. Whether it's tailgates, pumpkin patches, or road trips through Ohio's back roads, let CME help you cozy up to savings and make this season one to remember. Terms apply. APR as low as 4.99%. Federally insured by NCUA. Visit CMEFCU.org.
Welcome to Tire Discounters. Oh, hiya, Phantom.
Mike, I think I saw a fox on my way in.
Oh, that was the Carfax Carfox. He was congratulating us on our Carfax Top-Rated Service Center Award.
I have always rated Tire Discounters at the very top.
Oh, thanks. So does Carfax. And not just for tires, but for all our services, too.
Alignment, brakes, shocks and struts, and more.
Yes, sir.
But, Mike, do you think people believe Carfax over me?
Well, you are the Phantom Tire buyer.
Exactly.
More and more these days, people who are in pain are trying to take control of their health. They want to look beyond the traditional medicine of going to just a normal doctor. Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. People just like you and me are finding lasting relief without steroids, medication, surgery, right here in Columbus, Ohio at QC Kinetics. You'll be treated by the highly regarded orthopedic surgeon, Dr. Ray Tesner, founder of Grant Sports Medicine. Here's how it works. Your blood contains many tiny but mighty healing tools. At QC Kinetics, Dr. Tesner and his team will get to the root of where your pain stems from, right down to the cells that are involved. By putting these natural elements to work, your body, it can revitalize your joints, literally using your own body's biologics to heal you. It's a simple injection, not a hospital stay, no drugs. It's fast, all natural, and there's no downtime. So if it's knees, backs, hips, whatever it may be, give QC Kinetics a call for your free consultation. 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544. QCkinetics.com/Columbus.
Feeling stuck on your own 10-yard line in the career game? Maybe it's time to just go for IT. My Computer Career has the game plan to score a rewarding new IT career in months. Whether you're a rookie, a breakout career changer, or a military veteran ready to serve. Why spend years chasing a college degree when you can fast track your future in IT starting now? Take your mark, get set, go for IT. Take the free career evaluation at mycomputercareer.edu today. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Is your business craving efficiency? Is it hungry for productivity? Then there's a tech solution you should implement now if you want to crush your KPIs and you also want BLTs or burrito bowls or like bagels. It's called EasyCater, one platform for ordering food from a huge variety of restaurants for all your workplace needs. From falafel for the finance team to lasagna for the lunch and learn. Plus tools to help you save time and stay on budget. Ready to nail your deliverables? Order now at EasyCater.com.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
The number one problem we see at our clinic is delaying treatment. ED and low T can get worse.
Book your appointment right now. Call 614-300-7400. Prefer privacy? Book online in under 30 seconds at columbusmensclinic.com.
At our clinics, men's sexual health is the whole job. Look, I'm a normal guy too. I hate going to the doctor, but we've helped so many guys in here just like you. Even if pills have failed, our medical team is going to take the time to talk you through it. Same day in-house lab, and the treatments, well, they could change your life.
Your local medical team has your back. ED, low T, Peyronie's, size, and shape modeling. We tailor what works for you.
I'll get to the point. Can you imagine epic workouts and epic sex? Yeah, I said it.
A stronger you is closer than you think. We're available right now. Call 614-300-7400 or book in 30 seconds or less at ColumbusMen'sClinic.com. Columbus Men's Clinic, making it happen.
The Fan has a new tailgate destination. Join us before every home game at the O Patio and Pub on Lane.
Sponsored by your Central Ohio Ford dealers, Jameson Whiskey, Didn't Go to College, and Coors Light.
See you Saturday, friends. All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Tell the truth with Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Window Nation. Buy 2 windows, get 2 for free. Call 866-90-NATION or visit windownation.com now.
All right, TLC, take us home. What do you got cooked up and tell the truth today?
Tell the truth, or you're still young enough to day drink?
Absolutely.
Yeah. We just have to limit the at-bats is what I'll say.
I'm so old that I need day drinking before I need night. I can't do night drinking.
Oh, day drinking by far is I'm here for a brunch. I'm here for a day party.
Whatever.
And I'm here for being back in bed by 5 o'clock.
With a nap and a hydration.
There you go. It's the best. I've been out. I saw the homies. We hung out for a little bit, but I can still go home and feel like I have a day in front of me. And I've checked all the boxes. Like, the days of pregame starting at 10 p.m.
This is all I'm doing.
I'm washed.
I'm going home after this.
I got nothing for you. So you better catch me during the day.
Listen, honestly, I need to just show up ready to play because the pregame look, I'm done.
The recovery time is that's one of the things that I always heard about that I was like, yeah, okay, whatever.
Don't have it.
But the recovery time, it is a day and a half of like, hey, I'm in a little bit of a funk, and this is because I was doing a little too much on the weekend. And so, yeah, I'm team. Let's day drink and have some fun during the day, and let's have the rest of the day to nap and recover.
You guys played.
The 1-4 Ravens are still the favorite to win the AFC North. What is your reaction?
Vegas is trying to trick us with some tomfoolery here. I don't see it. Because I don't think Lamar's going to play this week against the Rams. And even if Lamar does play against the Rams, and let me see, I think this game is at home for Baltimore. It is. It's at home for Baltimore. Even if he does play, they're not a better football team than the Rams because they got all the injuries still outside of Lamar. And those guys I don't believe will be back either. I think they're going to keep him out one more week. They got the bye next, Depot. So I think they're going to keep him out one more week and not force the issue and then try to really scratch and claw and find themselves in the wild card. I think the Steelers are going to win the division this year.
I don't know, man.
You're picking the Bengals or the Browns over them? Or you rolling with the Ravens?
I think this could be a truth. And
okay.
The issues are Derrick Henry, ball security. They were in that game. Obviously, health of Lamar right now. And then you go back to these Steelers wins. As I thought, when I came in, I was like, man, maybe this team is really going to be good, right? And then you really dissect their wins. Kind of phony. They're not really like tough domination wins. Now, they have a good defense. Metcalf has some big plays. But they're in like off rhythm in bad situations in some of those times. And obviously Cleveland has what they're going on. Bengals has Joe Burrow out. If it's really the race to can Lamar get healthier than Joe Burrow or quicker than Joe Burrow, and then just for Pittsburgh, at what point do those older guys wear down? Right?
Yeah.
I don't think that's too crazy. TLC.
So
truth in that.
Real quick, for the Ravens, only divisional game they played in is the Cleveland game. They will get that extra game against Cleveland, both Cincinnati and Pittsburgh on the back half. They have a 3-game window, Depot, where it's home against the Bengals, home against the Steelers, at the Cincinnati Bengals. So that's where they could.
This is a month away.
Grab the North. So that run will start Thursday, November 27th.
Oh, we're good. They can win. Yeah, truth. They'll win.
Think about that, by the way. You played, man. Think about it.
Saturday was National Golf Lovers Day. Have you caught the bug?
Yeah, I've had it. I'm sick. Been sick.
Are you saying you're sick because you're seeing the weather, the temperature start to shift a little bit, or you're sick because
he caught the bug?
You've
so
just
like
been
he's
playing so much.
Playing
that
bug, right?
I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what you're saying.
I'm gone.
My bad.
He caught the bug, caught the golf bug so bad he's so sick.
Yeah, I'm so sick.
Yeah, okay. You came in here the other day, or I came in here the other day prior to the show. You were putting golf balls back and forth in here.
Got it. Just gotta get it. Gotta swing the club once a day, man. Once a day.
This is all those mental reps, on air reps, whatever you can get. Yeah, I'm not there. I'll play a few times. I'm sure AR is right there with you. He's always. I mean, he lives there. You know what I mean? He lives at a golf course, so he always has it. Yeah, for me, it's golf's cool, but I don't live and die with it the way a lot of you guys do around here.
Absolutely.
You finally got it. Who?
There we go.
Mike Jones. Here's Tell the Truth for today. And real quick, like the Purdy, Mac Jones, is there a quarterback controversy? I don't think there is.
No.
Mac Jones said there isn't.
Just because they brought Purdy $50 million. They're not having brought Purdy sit on the bench for $50 million. Like, it's been out there. Depot, you've been in the last few shows, man. Appreciate you. As always, TLC, great job on the board. Quick reminder, if you missed anything from our show, wherever you get your podcast, all you got to do is type in Rothman and Ice. Everything we do from noon to 3 will be waiting there for you. Subscribe to the pod as well. The wonderful folks at Bet365 are the sponsors of the Rothman and Ice podcast. Coming up next, Common Man and Timmy. They'll take you to 6 o'clock. Whole bunch of reaction to the world of football in Ohio State. Tomorrow, we'll have the Ryan Day presser for you. Tyvis Powell, he joins at 1:30. Austin Ward joins at 2:30. Stay safe out there, folks. We love you. We're Rothman and Ice right here on The Fan.
Bo Bishop is a media legend. We have no idea where the other guys came from. Bishop